And we're live. Hello, everybody.
Hi, Harold. Hey, Craig.
Kind of getting slow start. David got detained a little bit. He should be catching up with us here hopefully after a bit. It's late. Everybody's been having things to do and lots going on. So we're just going to kick this thing and see what happens. Hey, Jay, you're welcome, brother, if you want to join us.
Hey, Sam. Hey, Jay.
How you doing, Sammy? How was your week? You guys get a lot done?
Hey, Doug. How you doing?
How you feeling, brother?
Doug, I'm still in awe of that tractor, man. That thing is beautiful. There's Jay. Hi, Jay.
What's going on?
Hey, brother. How you feeling?
Trying to get rid of a headache I've had all day, but I'm doing all right.
Maybe you need your oil changed.
You are not right, Fuller. I don't know what's going on. I think it's something having to do with my medicine, but I've been getting headaches here lately. I don't know what it is.
At all.
It is what it is. What's going on, Sam, Doug, Harold? Man. This daggum weather. I think the weather's partially what's getting to me because every time it seems like it's clearing up, and then next thing you know, you got another thunderstorm coming through.
Yeah, we need some rain now, unfortunately. Because I don't have mower, which I absolutely love that mower.
Yeah.
But I hated it today. The wind was not my friend today. I was wearing more grass than I was cutting.
Got a question for you. How do you feel about them walk behind zero turn things?
Everything's got its practicality, Jay. And you know, you could put most all those walk behind zero turns. You could put an e-board or a chair on, or just about anything you want.
Well, this one's just got the handles that comes up and back, and it's got the controls on it, and it's got some kind of grip thing on each side, I guess, to hit the brake to make it turn. But I found one at a good price, and it's got low hours on it. But
normally they're hydrostatic drive because those decks are hard to move around without the power to the wheel. So
yeah,
usually they've got a toe point at the back.
Mm-hmm.
Got straight handles, you could probably get some pipe and bend it up and make you a curve handle for it and change the controls around a little bit.
Well, the handles go up and then curve back already. They already got curved handles on it. It's just
what brand is it, Jay?
If you hadn't asked me, I probably could have told you. It's a dark red color. I don't think it's a Toro.
Could be a Toro, it could be Easy Mark, it could be.
No, it ain't an Easy Mark.
Country Pride, it could be Ferris.
Give me 1 second, I'll find it.
Troy-Bilt.
It could be a Troy-Bilt, it could be. I want to say Land Pride, maybe.
Well, I got my brother a Troy-Bilt about 4 or 5 years ago. Had a 9-horse Briggs on it that had a hole in the side of the block, and I happen to have a 14-horse sitting here, Briggs and Stratton. We bolted on that sucker. He made a fuel tank mount for it, and he don't have the sulky or anything for it, but that thing is a beast. It's a 36-inch cut. And if you put it up into high gear with that 14 horse on there, it will drag you across the yard.
I don't got
Huh.
it. Hurry back, Doug.
Let's see. I'm trying to find it because I looked at it last night.
Yeah, you could build a socket for it, Jay, but you have to put like a universal joint right up at the machine itself, so it can
Yeah,
pivot up and down and left and right.
yeah.
But you could build a 2-wheeled socket to sit on real easy.
Yeah, that'd be the way to do it.
And if it's mostly flat ground you're mowing, you won't have a problem with it.
Yeah.
You know, my brothers, you grab one handle to make it go, and the other handle makes the blades come on. And there's a throttle control on it and a parking brake. And like I said, after I repowered it with that 14 horse, my nephew he was doing a little landscaping work here and there, and he went and did a lady's yard. He said it was between his knees and his thighs when he got there, and he didn't want to take the zero turn through it because he didn't know what was in the yard. He set that thing up on the highest setting. He said it never bogged down.
Dadgum.
Well, but like I said, I repowered it with a 14 horse, so
Yeah.
you know, it was a 14.
Hey, Sam, I do have a video on that. It's pretty easy to do. Just go into your phone and open Google Chrome and go into the settings and tell it to use desktop mode, and then go to YouTube webpage and then click the camera button, and it should pop up a deal, ask you for your live stream information.
I think it might have already sold because I'm not seeing it now.
But if you're using a computer, you don't have to have 1,000 subs to use a computer because you can use Google Chrome. It's not the YouTube app. The YouTube app is where you get dinged for being under 1,000 subscribers. Is going live from a mobile. You can still do it though.
I think the one I was looking at is already sold because it's not up here no more. Which usually, if they got a good price on them, they don't last long anyway.
Right.
I think it might have been a Gravely walk behind.
Well, those are nice.
I think it was like $300 they wanted for it, and it had a 18. I think it's an 18 horse Kohler Commander on it.
Yeah, that would have been a really good price for that.
Yeah.
That was probably a 42-inch cut.
54, I think.
54. Okay.
It was a 54 inch. That's the reason it interests me because how big the cut was for a walk behind. Walk behinds usually don't go over like 48 inch. That I've
Does
seen.
Toro still drive, Jay?
Do what?
That Toro mower or that snapper mower, whichever it is it still drive?
What snapper?
Didn't you say you had
I got
an old style?
I got an old style rear engine snapper with an 8 horse electric start on it. Everything it still works and all. It's just that I got to do carburetor work and all on it because it won't idle.
Put a new one on it. You know, they're not that hard.
I think it's got the only thing is I don't like about it, I think it's a 20, I can't remember if it was a 24 or 28 inch cut is all. It's got a little old deck on it.
Is it the old style snapper that has the single tube coming back? Or
It's got the single tube going through the center down, and you put your feet on each side of it, and it's got the handlebars that come up, and it makes a big rectangular square for the handles for the steering wheel. Yeah. And the gas tank mounts right behind the seat, and then there's the battery underneath the seat, and then the electric motor and all at the very rear of it.
Well, I got just about the same one that I use for my pull tractor to tow my pulling tractor around the pits. I call it my my redneck power chair. Yeah. I took the deck and everything off.
Uh-huh.
So, but it don't have electric start or anything on it.
Mine's got an 8-horse electric start.
This has got the
You know
8
what I
horse.
would say? If it's got a hitch plate on the back of it,
Yeah.
I'd take that mower you got from your brother and just put a 14 horse on it to run the deck. Take the front axle and put it on the rear.
There's no deck on the one I got from my brother. The deck was.
That'd be plastic, though. You won't be able to pick a deck up for that.
I got a 32-inch single blade, completely circular deck. I'm wondering if I could possibly modify it to fit under that snapper.
Should be able to, because the front deck adjustment should be chain.
Because it's
You
one.
have two hitch plates either on the front or on the back.
Yeah, the deck that I got actually come out from under a Toro rear engine mower, Toro wheel horse. It had an 8-horse motor on it. With
Well, I think
five,
the Toro bought wheel horse that snapper. And I think that the snappers actually were being built by Toro there towards the end. But you ought to be able to hang that round mower deck by chain on whatever end that has the chain adjustment.
yeah. Well, the way it was mounted under that Toro was with flat bars, and it had the adjuster thing on the side that you could lift it and lower it with. And it looks pretty much close to what's on that snapper, but I think I'd have to shorten a couple of the rods for it to fit under there, which that shouldn't be too hard to do.
That's what I
Yeah, you should
do.
go.
Well, that 32-inch cut, you ought to be able to just take the parts off of that deck and put it on that, or the 28-inch and put it on the 32.
The only thing I done different on the 32 was where the plastic wheels went on the back. I actually modified it and put them 10-inch pneumatic tires from Harbor Freight that's like $3.99 a piece on sale. I put one on each side of it because I was going to set it up like a brush hog to pull behind it, but I could take them back off and put the plastic ones back on there.
The other thing you could do is just put just a regular direct drive engine on there and spin the blades off of its own engine.
And use it like a brush hog and pull it behind it.
Yeah.
Thought about that.
Hey, if you find a newer push mower, they should have like a 6.5 or something horsepower motor on it.
I still got the 8-horse that's on the Toro that runs.
There you go.
Just have to build an adapter plate and all to mount it on the deck and all to where to actually line up for the belts to line up.
I wouldn't even put any belts on it. I just run the blade right off the bottom of the shaft.
You gotta be able to stop them belts
Yeah, it's got to have
or stop them blades.
The only thing I can think of is hook the daggum brake thing back up on it with a clutch. Have a little lever set up where it locks in one position, or push it forward and it locks in another position. Have it where you set it one way is where it'd be a neutral, and then push it the other way to lock in place to engage it, and that pulls the brake off of it when you engage the belt.
Either that or check around on Amazon, see if you can find a electric clutch.
Yeah.
And you could just tighten the belt up and run a little switch up to the tractor itself. You can run the 12-volt off the Toro and turn it on and turn it off.
I wonder how it would work to set up with a clutch system like the front drive clutch off a torque converter on it to run it, where when it's idling, it's neutral, and as you throttle up, it engages the belt and all to engage the blade.
Well, I'm sure that would work somehow too. I just don't know if those torque converters will work in a vertical position or not.
I ain't talking about the whole torque converter. I'm just talking about that front pulley thing and bolt it straight to the crank underneath.
Oh, like a centrifugal clutch.
Yeah.
Belt drive centrifugal. That would work because they'll work in any position.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can buy those cheap Farm and Fleet stuff that are belt drive.
Yeah,
Instead
they're
of
just
chain drive.
Those front drive pulleys, the whole setup for the front pulley of the torque converter, I think BMI's got them for like $20 a piece.
Yeah, but you can get the centrifugal ones, like the old chain drive mini bikes had. You can get those in a belt configuration too, instead of the chain, and those will work in any position, and those are cheap,
Yeah.
and those work off RPM too.
But for $20 for one of them ones that works for a torque converter, and as it spreads, it tightens up and tightens the belt up. Then as you adjust how fast it goes, it adjusts how fast the belt or how fast the blade spins too.
Yeah, you could overdrive it.
Put a wagon on the back of that snapper and get a kid to carry a weed whipper. And said, mow this grass while I drive you around. You got a niece, right?
I am not letting her loose for no weed eater. No.
Put a
No.
helmet on. You're right, Jay. Send it.
You need my weed eater, Jay. It's actually like a brush cutter weed eater. It looks like a big push mower, but it has the weed eater head out front.
Oh, one of them kind of like the Toro brush cutters.
Yeah, I mean, a bunch of
boy built
Or
style.
Toro belt, yeah.
Mine's a Troy belt.
Those things actually work pretty good.
Yeah, they do. I got mine for free because the head was starting to wear out.
Yeah.
The guy couldn't keep the string on it, and I priced a new head for him because at that time you could only buy the whole complete thing. You couldn't buy just the piece that holds the string.
Yeah.
And he's like, nope. He goes, it ain't worth it. The damn thing's too old. So he's like, if you want it, it's yours. You know, take the motor off, do whatever you want. I played around with that thing and modified it a little bit. And he gave me a whole pack of strings to go with it. This has been 6-7 years ago. I've got 2 of the strings left. I just put 2 fresh ones on, and I got it set for like 2.5 inches off the ground.
Mm-hmm.
I go around and I trim everything with that thing.
A buddy of mine had one of those, but he kind of modified his and put pieces of chainsaw blade on it.
Yeah. Well, they make those that you take the plate out that holds the string, and that thing bolts right in place of it.
Yeah. And it's got 2 pieces of chainsaw chain on it, and it spins. I was like, man, talking about some damage that thing could do.
Yeah.
He cuts down small trees and all with his.
They got a new ad on YouTube for a weed eater head that's got 6 steel blades on it.
I used to use one of the Echoes. I think it's Echo that had the plastic blades on them.
Yeah.
I don't think I'd want steel heads or steel tip pieces, because when those plastic ones broke or wore out and come flying off there, they hurt.
You better be wearing some heavy jeans.
I'm thinking like chainsaw chaps.
Them plastic ones used to be called gator heads or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I actually still got a set of those in the cabinet in there, but I don't have the weed eater they went to no more. Still sealed up in the blister pack.
But, I was checking the other day when I was at the place where we get our small engine parts and stuff.
Yeah.
And now you can buy small rolls of that heavy, because I mean it takes a heavy line on them weed eater things.
Yeah.
You can actually buy the spools of it now instead of just the pre-cut pieces.
Yeah.
It's like 130 thousandths or 140 thousandths thick. I mean, it almost looks like daggum electric fence wire.
It looks like it's about 3/16 thick. I mean, it's heavy stuff.
That's what I've got from before.
You definitely don't want that stuff spinning around, slap you in the leg or anything.
That's what I got for the still, and I've got one of those pass-through feed heads.
Yeah.
You line up the 2 arrows, and you slide the line clear through. And I think you can put 12 feet of line in that head. And using it for about 10 minutes at the farm, I run out of string. I had to reload it.
Wow.
Dadgum.
But I've got all that heavy fescue, and that stuff's murder on those weed eaters. You get that and those damn stick type bushes and stuff. They have those black stickers on them.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
That'll eat up a weed eater cord faster than you can shake a stick.
That's why I like that brush cutter attachment for that weed eater my sister gave me. That Craftsman 30cc 4-stroke. It's got the attachment on the end. It looks like a 4-sided, almost, it's not really a box, but it's got 4, like a funny looking cross blade thing on it. That sucker, a dang sure cut.
Yeah, but it won't cut grass. That's one of those modified saw blades. It'll cut brush, but it won't cut grass.
It does when you take a 4.5-inch grinder with a flat disc on it and sharpen that bitch. I sharpened it where you can shave with all 4 sides of that thing.
I have one for my still, and it would just blow the grass over. But it would cut brush all day, but it would just blow the grass out of the way.
This one, if the grass is up pretty good, like Bahia grass and stuff, it'll slice it all down. I mean, it shreds it. You see what Doug said, Craig? He wants to invite for the panel.
Yeah, let's bring old Dougie up here. I haven't seen him for a minute.
Yeah. Seen Fatia come in the room there. Hey, Fatia.
Hey, Fatia.
I haven't seen Dougie for a good hot minute. So
yep.
Send him out an invite and get him up here and see what he's got going on.
Oh, Mr. Sweener.
That paint job come out fabulous on that tractor of his.
That mower looks good.
He's been looking his tail off on that tractor.
I want to see how he's coming along on Momos.
I just wish I could get motivated to do any work on anything outside. I just can't get motivated here lately. I don't know what the heck's going on.
Weather, man.
Wife and I were out at the barn today, and I was throwing grass left and right. You wouldn't believe it. Like a dust cloud floating around me on that mower.
No, it ain't really a saw blade Fatia. It's actually made it's called a brush cutter head for a weed eater. It comes for them. It's a funny looking, almost like a plus sign, but instead of it being, squared off and all, they're kind of offset the blades a little bit.
Yeah, it looks like an X.
Kind of, but instead of them all coming together at the same point, they're kind of offset around the center point just a little bit. It's
the one I've got is a flat X. And, it's got 4 blades on it. And then I've got a saw blade one that I won't even run because that thing scares me.
Kind of like a throwing star, sort of.
Well, the ones I looked at were they actually look like an iron cross. They got the like Jesse James's logo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
About the same shape and the kind of rounded on the outside edges.
I've got a still one that has diamond carbide tips on the blade, and it's a circular style blade, and that thing scares me. I won't even put it on there.
Yeah. There's Dougie. Hey, Doug.
What are y'all up to, gentlemen?
It's good to see you, Doug. How you doing, brother?
Man, I'm happy as a frog split 2 ways. Come on.
You been out on that mower?
Well, I tell you the truth, when I reviewed it, when I showed it off, and I pulled it up and did my little thing and showed it off and everything, and I ended the video and I took it up the road and I come back with it, got in the yard, and I was rip snorting around the yard and everything, giving her all kind of dickens and everything, and flying. This joker will fly. I was only in 3rd gear and this joker will fly. I got to the corner of the house, and all of a sudden, pow! The belt broke on me.
Oh,
I said, well, I knew that belt wasn't going to last too long, but at least I got my size what I need.
Yeah.
I just threw an old junkyard belt onto it, you know, it fit, and then it rode, you know. But I'm supposed to go take it to a car show tomorrow, guys, and I'm the only one that's got a mud mower, and I'm taking it to a car show.
heck yeah.
I think it looks good enough to do it.
Put
Thank
enough work
you.
in
Thank you very
good.
Thank you. Thank you. I had to add to the dash to make that hood look presentable. You know what I mean? I had to cut another dash and weld that onto it to make it look better, so it didn't have that gap in between the dash and the hood.
Hey,
So
Mama.
I welded another piece in there, and it worked out beautiful.
Heck yeah. Got one question,
Yeah.
Doug.
Yes, sir.
Did you ever use that clutch that you got from me on it to see how that would work?
It wouldn't fit on the shaft because the shaft was 3/4 and that was 5/8.
That one you got from me was a 3/4 inch.
It wouldn't
I
fit on
under-
it. It would not fit on it. That's what I was going to use. So I didn't have to have no clutch. It would not fit on my shaft. At
I
all.
think he said
That
he had
is
a 5
weird.
shaft. Then the clutch was 3/4, so the shaft was too big.
Mm-hmm. On that 18 imposed twin, that shaft is too big and would not slip on it. And kind of ticked me off because Hillbilly Holler sent me the bolt and the washer to hold it up on there and everything. And I said, man, I want to use this thing so bad.
Is your motor got a 1-inch shaft on it?
Apparently it does.
Dadgum, I didn't think that Uppy had a 1-inch shaft, but I guess they do.
It's a big old shaft, I tell you that much.
Because I know that pulley was for a 3/4 because it would fit on my 5.5 horse that I got out there.
Okay.
And
It
this
wouldn't fit on that.
because it's got a 3/4 shaft on it. It fit on that Predator motor I had, but I just didn't have the rest up to go with it, so that's the reason I had to buy a whole unit.
Yeah.
So,
Man, I was good.
for Mama now?
Do what, Craig?
A mower for Mama now?
I got one sitting on the table out here. I haven't done a video on it because I might be trashing that idea because I came across a older Craftsman, the old box nose style. I came across one with a Pose twin on it, and I might be doing some trading and swapping with it. The guy hasn't called me back onto it, and I ran across a heck of a deal, and I've been asking Polar. I come across a 110 Club Cadet for $100, motor and everything's with it, the hood except for the mower deck.
Cool.
That's a real good deal for that.
Yeah.
I want this Joker so bad. I could taste it.
Hey, Craig. There's that brush cutter head I was telling you that I got. That's what it looks
Yeah.
like.
Yeah, I got one of those, and then I've got a saw blade one, and I'm scared to put the saw blade one on there. I haven't did anything. It looks mean, and there ain't no way in the world.
That one for saw blade's good for cutting down little saplings and stuff.
Yeah,
Oh, heck yeah.
it's good for cutting ankles and toes too.
Well, yeah, and that might be so.
Weed eater, but it's full throttle. I don't need that in my foot.
Guys, I'm so happy being on here tonight. It's been a hot minute since I've been with my boys.
Heck
Thank you,
yeah.
y'all. Thank you.
Hey, Twisted.
Twisted.
He's in the chat. I just noticed it.
Yeah, he's in the chat. I hope his hip is feeling better. He's had a rough week.
Well, if he quit trying to play Superman off the back of 18-wheeler flatbeds.
Well, it landed on his hip where he has that plate in there.
Yeah, that ain't good.
That
Uh-oh.
bone, but then, riding in that truck, I don't know if you guys ever really noticed him driving that thing down the road. That thing's constantly moving.
Oh yeah.
That's gotta be sore on that damn hip.
I've been inside his truck. I said, brother, you need to get these seats replaced. I mean, you can feel metal in them.
You talking about the Freightliner, or are you talking about the
Yeah.
old Worth?
No, the old Freightliner,
The new one.
Yeah, you can grab the back of the seat and you can feel the bars in that seat.
Huh.
I said, man, you need to get some new seats for this thing.
That's the one thing I was always looking
When the
for.
wind grabbed the car and took him for a ride, he was about 20 feet up in the air when the wind let loose, so he landed on his hip. So it's just been a rough week for him. Not only that, but he's having to go either across 70 or 80, which is rough, either one. 70 is a little better coming across Kansas. 80 going across Nebraska is hell.
Oh yeah. Mama wants me to paint hers pink, purple, silver.
Purple with pink and silver.
Purple, pink, and silver. She wants me to paint hers.
That
I
looked
think
good.
you're doing good, Doug. You're doing a pretty
Really,
good job.
purple for Natalie and silver for she.
Paint it. That would look good. The purple, and then do a pink stripe on it, and then use the silver to highlight the stripe on each side.
Yep.
That would look good.
hmm I'm just glad it didn't show up the flaws on this paint job on mine. I'm just glad it didn't show. Because there's some flaws in it like you wouldn't believe. I ain't no painter. I ain't no fabricator.
You do
Hey,
what you
Doug.
got to do to make it work, right?
I'm happy with it.
Doug, if somebody don't like it, they can buy it from you and do it them damn selves.
That's right, brother. That's right. The front tires onto it is not going to stay on it, guys. The front tires, they're stock tires. They're not going to stay on it. I'm going to get me some wheelbarrow rims and some meteor tires for the front, little skinny tires for the front, and they're not going. Those front tires are not going to stay on there. Money situation. You know what I mean?
You want a
But,
wider tire on the front? Is that what you're saying?
No, I want a narrower tire on the front.
Oh, a narrower. Instead of doing the wheelbarrow, won't you see if you can find the little? I think it's 3.5-inch wide, like the 4-lug boat trailer rim, and put a 4-lug hub on the front of your mower.
If I could find some hubs, you know what I mean?
What size spindle is on the front of your mower? Is that a
It's
3/4?
3/4 inch. Yeah, 3/4.
BMI Carts has got the 4-on-4 lug hub with the bearings for the 5/8 and the 3/4 inch spindles on sale for like $14 or $16 a piece.
Is that right?
I think right now. And that's for the front end and all. That'd be perfect. Then all you got to do is get the boat trailer rims, the 4-lug boat trailer rims. You can pick them up pretty cheap about anywhere with tires on them.
Yeah, real cheap.
And they're already
Invite, brother.
they're already like DOT approved tires on them little boat trailer rims. You can pick up the little 8-inch rim with the tire on it for about, I think, $20 or $30 a piece.
I'm thinking about anywhere from $18 to $26.
Yeah, and
Hey,
that'd
I wanna-
probably be your best bet. And
I want to send out a prayer request, please. My dad just got out of the hospital, and they said that he might not make it until December or first part of spring.
Hey, no good.
No, my dad's 76 or 77 years old, and his kidneys are shutting down on him. So I just want to put in a little prayer, special request for him, and everything.
Lots of water, Doug.
Mm-hmm.
Lots of water.
Yep.
You can go to Walmart now, you
Little-
can buy alkaline water.
Mm-hmm.
It's heavy mineral water.
Mm-hmm.
He's having trouble with his kidneys.
Yeah.
Is he diabetic?
Yeah, he's a diabetic. He's on insulin too, and overweight, of course.
The
You know.
alkaline water would probably be real good for him.
Mm-hmm. And he used to drink water a lot, but he got onto that kick of Diet Cokes and everything like that, and he drinks it by the 2 liter. And I mean, he drinks
You
it.
got to get him off that, Doug. That aspartame will kill him.
Yeah,
I know it.
the artificial sweetener in Diet Coke causes you to retain water and swell.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Oh, that it's hell on your kidneys.
Yeah.
I'll tell you.
When I was down there living with him, I kept constantly, Dad, get off of these things. Get off from it. Get off from it, Dad. Get back drinking water. If you don't like the taste of water, there's some additives you could put in it so you could drink it and everything. Just get off of this dark drinks. Just get off from them. He just,
They've got that Nest Life lemon flavored water.
mm-hmm.
It doesn't have
I got that.
any sweeteners in it at all. Just got a little bit of lemon in it.
Mm-hmm. I got that Propel in the packets. I dump in my water with the lemon. Oh man, that's good. It is good.
We got that ice maker sitting in the counter. This thing dumps cubes about every 5 minutes.
Yeah, you got one of them counter ones? You got one of them counter ice makers?
Yeah, from Walmart. It's like $98.
Yeah, I used to have one of them down at my dad's place. Now I got a built-in one in my refrigerator.
Yeah, our plumbing is so old that I didn't want to go that route. We
Mm-hmm.
got one of those too. I just never hooked it up because our plumbing's so bad. I just like having the countertop.
Right.
Fill it up.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I
Yeah,
found a new
it's
flavor
great
of
that way.
Gatorade yesterday.
Did you?
I found a new flavor of Gatorade I never had before yesterday. It's lime cucumber.
But
Lime cucumber.
That's different.
It's not something I would have probably all the time, but it was good for something different.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And you could actually taste the cucumber.
there's a gal in Australia. She makes cinnamon water, and she takes those cinnamon sticks and she put them in a crock, clear crock jar, and let it brew like tea.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
And then she also does a crock where she's got watermelon, tangerines, and cucumbers layered in the jar, fills it up full of water. And she drinks the water out of it, and then she eats all the stuff on the inside of it.
That's cool. That's bad. All right.
Have a good
tell
night,
me,
Twisted.
Have a good one,
best,
Twisted.
what's the best way to get an engine pulley off from a end of a Briggs & Stratton 17 horse?
Are you wanting to save the pulley or just get it off?
If I can't save it, it's one way or another. She's either going to get cut off with a cutoff wheel and a grinder, or chisel it off. Either one of the two. I need it off.
Yeah, you can try heating it up and using a puller, and if that don't work, and then I would just split it and pull it off.
I tried everything. My dad gave me a big old pickle bar and wedged it in between the frame and the pulley, and it still don't want to come off.
Just be careful beating on that thing sideways. Those are aluminum cases. You can crack them.
Yeah, that's one thing I was worried about.
I just think cut off do it and be done with it. Pulleys aren't hard to come by anyway.
All right.
It's probably one of them cheap stamp steel ones that flex and bend anyways.
Yeah, it is. The bottom part of the.
It's got a riveted together pulley on it, Doug. take a drill bit and cut the rivets out. And
Now this
take the pulley off and just cut
Mhm.
the hub off with a cutoff wheel.
ain't got the rivets on it.
Shaft, take a cold tool and put it in the slot for the cutoff wheel.
Yeah. Split
tap
that
it one
joker.
time.
Spread it just enough for it to fall off. Hey,
Man,
Doug, I got to correct myself. The ones
what's that?
the ones I quoted you, it was on sale, was for 5/8.
Oh,
The
okay.
4x4 plate steel wheel hub with tapered roller bearings for 3/4 inch ID is $42.95 a piece for one, or $44.95 a piece for the other one. One's just plated and one is polished.
Okay. Okay.
But $45 a piece for 3/4 with the roller bearings like goes in the front hubs of a car.
Yeah.
You won't wear them out no time soon.
No. In the wheelbarrow wheels I was looking at is set up with 3/4 inch in it with roller bearings in it.
Yeah. Here's
And
another, but it's aluminum hub for a 3/4 or 1 inch ID bearing for $32.95 a piece. But I don't know if I'd trust that aluminum hub on the front on the front of that heavy mower.
Mm-hmm.
I believe I'd rather go with that steel hub. I'd trust it a little further, you know.
Yeah.
Whether it's cast aluminum or if it's milled.
It's billet aluminum.
I believe I hold it.
So that's a turned. That's not a cast. That's turned.
I imagine it's made out of a 5053 or a 5063 aluminum. That ought to be pretty tough.
Yeah, especially for go-karts and stuff like that, especially on racing ones.
Yeah, and it comes with studs and the lug nuts.
Take care, Harold, brother. Have a good one.
Is that 5-on-5 or is it 4-on-4?
That's 4-on-4 half-inch bolts.
Okay. Because I could get the wheels and tires for right around $30-some-odd, $40-some-odd, brand new wheels and tires.
Yeah.
Probably cheaper than that if you go to Tractor Supply, Doug.
Yeah, I'm just because those wheelbarrow ones with the 3/4 is $36.99 tires and rims, but the tires, they ain't worth a crap. You know what I mean? But I'd rather have the hubs on the front,
Yeah.
and everything. I mean, I'm not really planning on beating a living tar out of it. It's mostly to pull these kids around the neighborhood.
Yeah.
I might take it over here to Top Trails and ride through the woods, but nothing real drastic, bad or anything like that. All right, see you. Be careful.
Let's see.
But I pulled a Troy built with a F&R rear end in it with the that type of clutch. I can't remember. Berry drive in it. And I watched Chud 327. He's got one, and he reversed the pulleys and drilled through the shaft and put a hard case bolt through it. And that joker picked up some speed then with that Berry drive. But I just don't like an MTD chassis. I hate an MTD chassis.
Well, it's what that Craftsman deck's an MTD.
No, it's an AYP.
Well, it's the same thing.
Yeah.
Just got a different stamp on it, made in the same factory.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. I just like the Craftsman chassis. I know they're heavier. I know, but the F&R transmissions with forward and neutral and reverse, they ain't worth a flip. They break easy and everything. And I'd rather just have a Peerless 820 or Peerless 206 or something like that, you know.
I ain't even looked to see what kind of frames on that LT2000 I got.
It's probably AYP chassis. What year is it, you know?
I have no idea. All I know is it had a 19 horse Kohler on it.
Is
It
it,
might be
is
on
it,
that drive.
But it's not a boxed in thing. It's just I don't even know if it's C channeled. I think it's just L channeled. It's funny looking frame.
what
Yeah.
what kind of hood's on it?
Well, it's a 2000, so it's going to be one of them green ones, isn't it, Jay?
No, it's gray. It's a gray one.
Oh, you got an old one. You got
Yeah.
an older one.
It's almost a charcoal gray color.
Kind of chivalrous looking.
Yeah, silverish gray color.
Yeah, box front nose on it.
It's not squared. It's rounded on the front.
Okay. It's got the long headlight in it across the top part of the
I
lip
think
of
the
the
headlight
hood.
went all the way across. Yeah.
Yeah. That's still one of the older ones, and that's an AYP chassis in it.
Well, when I get through with it, it's gonna have a custom tractor chassis under it. It ain't gonna have that factory chassis under it no more.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna
See
take.
what
I'm taking some 2x3 square tubing and build my own
Mhm.
custom chassis.
You can make it as long as you want to, too, Jay. You know.
I'm going old school rat rod style with it.
Oh, that'd be awesome, man. That'd be totally awesome.
I just got to find a set of leaf springs to go on the front to go from one side to the other. I'm gonna do an old Model A style front end on it with the hairpins and everything.
Yep. There was a young gentleman, I can't remember his channel. He took a old Craftsman, well, no, a MTD actually, and he took them coil-over springs and made his own axle and everything, front steering axle. And he used the gear drive that's on snowblowers for his steering. And then he did away with that, and then he put a rack in it. And that was, the whole axle can articulate. Man, that was an awesome machine that he had.
Well, I'm gonna put a solid axle all the way across.
Yeah.
Hey, Breezy.
There's the front wheels I'm looking at for my tractor for next year. Can you see them?
No,
No.
I thought I had them on.
you got
That
a
was
cherry
good.
screen.
I thought I was.
Nope, all we see is you.
Okay, there we go. There.
Oh,
Now
man.
can you see?
Oh, man.
All right, when you
Those are-
get you a set, get me a set too.
Those are 2-piece billet aluminum, 8-inch tall, 3-inch wide. Has the bearings, roller bearings, everything inside with the caps, all that.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that is nice.
That is sweet.
$250 a pair.
Ouch.
That ain't bad.
No,
That was too bad.
It's not bad, but it hurts my wallet just thinking about it.
Yeah. Yeah, but
When you're on a fixed income, anything high price like that causes you to go, ouch.
I understand that. I get it. Hey, Breezy.
Oh man, but have any of y'all watched that guy Macro Machines where he was building his own old style race car?
Anybody want a dog? I'll give you this dog. It ain't worth a hill of beans.
I guarantee you,
Connie.
Twisted take him
No, yeah, he will.
in a heartbeat. But he did the old straight axle front end with the hairpins and all that, and built the whole frame himself and all.
Yeah, I-beam and everything.
Yeah. But watching him build that is what got me thinking about trying to modify that lawnmower to do the same thing with the axle in front of the hood and all.
Mm-hmm.
I'd like to do a 4-wheeler style drive shaft rear end under the back and turn that V twin sideways instead of it being the cylinders in line with the frame. Turn it 90 degrees to where they're like a car motor sitting down in it.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Trouble is
Jonathan
trying-
W. built one. Jonathan W. built one for his grandson. He took a old fireplace, the outer shell of the fireplace. It looks like a coupe.
Mhm.
Man, that thing turned out beautiful.
Yeah, I seen the little rat rod go kart he built.
Mm-hmm. Hey. Okay.
Have a good one, Brandon.
Take care, Brandon, brother. Hope you have a good day tomorrow.
Did they ever find a place?
Hey, you put the video up on?
Do what, Craig?
That rivet tool you put that video up on
Yeah,
early?
yeah.
Amazon's got one that's a little bit better than that.
Yeah, but I kind of watched that one because that was the one from Harbor Freight, and like the guy was saying, for just being cheap and where you can just walk straight into the store and pick one up, because about 99% of the Harbor Freights has got them on the shelf. It's not
Yeah.
it's not a bad deal, and they actually work pretty good from what I've heard a couple different people say.
Till you put enough torque on them to bend the handles on them, and then they become brittle.
Yeah,
I've actually broke the center pivot mechanism on one of those.
well,
We're using to put speaker pods together with it in those slingshots.
were you using the steel rivets or the because he said the ones from Harbor Freight work best with the aluminum rivet and the brass rivet. He said if you use
Yeah,
a
we're
steel
using
rivet, you need the
steel.
hydraulic. That's the reason you bend it then, because they're not really made for the steel rivets. It's too hard of material to try to bend with them little things.
Well, they make a different style for fiberglass too than what they do for metal.
Yeah,
Yeah.
We were trying to use the metal ones in the fiberglass, so we ended up just changing gears and going with a whole different one. We got aluminum ones now that we use with the new tool.
yeah.
It's I want to say an Aero pneumatic.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think it was terribly expensive. We got one off of Amazon.
But I'm thinking,
I bought my air riveter from Harbor Freight. That's the best thing I ever bought.
well, see, I'm thinking about getting one of them hand ones for them rivets that's got the threaded rivets.
Yeah, they're
Yeah.
For when I do the mower, I can do that. Just drill the hole in the frame and put that rivet in there and crimp it,
Mm-hmm.
and then I can bolt my body panels and all to it instead of having to weld stuff to it.
Yeah, they're calling it threaded
Nut
insert.
Yeah, nut insert, they call them, or something like that.
Yeah,
Nut cert. Yeah.
but that's what
I
I
got
want to try to do when I start building is get one of those.
Yeah, if you ever have problems with them, you have a cutoff wheel handy.
Yeah.
I always got those handy.
I use them at work all the time. I love them.
They're really good for doing stuff where you got a composite panel that you're trying to make so you can remove it and put it back on all the time.
Yeah,
Fiberglass or ABS or anything like that.
yeah. But something else I thought about with that though is when I build that frame and all to get the steering wheel framework off that mower, have it to where I can just put them nut rivets in the frame and then bolt that console that holds the steering wheel off that mower onto the new frame.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So I can
They
just
work good.
pull 2 bolts off of each side and take the whole console part off of it.
Yeah, they work good. Like I said, we've got an Aero pneumatic one, and it's got big handles on it, so you can get lots of leverage.
Yeah,
Like the 1/8" rivet guns.
yeah,
It's got handles on it like that. And it's a center action, so you can actually get into tight areas. It's the only downside to that pistol style one, or the 90-degree one, is that sometimes it can be hard to get into the right spot.
Yeah.
Starting to build a front bumper for mine.
The other thing you got to remember about those is sometimes you get a crossbred in them, you got to chase them with the tap,
Yeah.
which isn't big of a deal. You go through, you got those rivets seated all the way down when you're pulling the crimp on it.
Yeah.
Will you sit still, Ed?
Hey, my computer's back to doing that thing where it'll shut down either if I'm on YouTube and Hangouts together, it'll shut one of the two down and says it lost connection.
Are you running Windows 10?
Yep.
You may be getting ready to get a platform upgrade. I had the laptop that I normally use live streams from. That's one of the reasons why the stream was so late tonight is because it was doing a Windows upgrade. It took 3 hours.
God, sake.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Mine does it automatically, but it's set to do it at like 5 or 6 a.m. in the morning when I know I'm probably going to be in bed asleep.
No, this is for the
Well,
older Windows 10 versions. They did a forklift upgrade where it reinstalled all the Windows, and it took like 3.5 hours.
God, sake.
Oh, mine's got the Windows 10 Home Pro 64-bit in it or whatever it is.
Jay, you ever get started on that go-kart you're going to do?
The Frankenbuggy has been the Frankenbuggy has been discontinued.
Yeah, that's right, because you found out the whole bottom of the frame is completely rotted out.
Yeah, the center bars on the actual floor structure is fine. It's just that bar that goes around the outside that holds the steering, holds the roll cage, holds the rear swing arm. All that under the bottom is rotted worse than I thought it was. We welded all the pieces to brace up where it had holes.
Yeah.
I went back out there and was tapping it with the hammer. When it started knocking holes in it further back and in different places, I was like, this thing ain't going to be safe. I'm going to have to redo the whole framework. So I'm just going to quit with it and put it on the back burner for a while.
Right.
Because I'm not going to put that 14 horse on there and do all that work to it, and I'll take it out and have a chance of that thing folding up with me.
Yeah. I remember that now.
Do what, Craig?
Chance of getting hurt on it. That's a whole.
Yeah. And with me, because the way I'm going to have to relocate the two crossbars on the top for the roll cage, put them further back and all, and modify stuff. And the way that bottom's rotted out, I don't want to take a chance of it hitting something and the whole front end come out from under it or whatever. It's in bad shape all the way around. It's almost like the whole bottom of it sat in water and rotted.
Ain't that independent front suspension on that?
Yep.
Why don't you take that and put it on that mower?
A 60-pound kid on it, but
I'm not going to put that big, huge A-arms on the front of that mower. Because them A-arms is a lot bigger than you think they are.
Yeah. That buggy's pretty big.
Because the way they're angled, instead of being, straight, they arms straight out, they're angled at a 45 degree. Those things are almost 2 foot wide in between pivot points.
Okay.
They're pretty big. And that's like 1.25 inches or almost 1.5 inches outside diameter bars.
Oh, okay.
And it's pretty stout. So what I'm going to do with it is I'm basically going to take all the roll bars off the top of it. And I'll flip it upside down, cut everything on the floor loose, the two center bars, the little cross ones go out, and replace that whole outer bar. I'm just going to have to bend it and shape it and work everything back in and replace the up bars that goes up the sides that are messed up too, because a couple of them are split. So that's going to take me a while to bend and rebuild the whole bottom end of that buggy.
Stacy and I were having a conversation on the phone here a while back, and I told him what I think would be kind of neat would be to take some 1 or 1.25 inch gas pipe and make a buggy frame out of that with the pipe thread, just thread it all together with the connectors and all that shit. And put a swing on the back.
The only thing about screwing it all together like that is the vibration will cause it to walk apart.
Well, not so much, not even that. Where you threaded, where the threaded ends are at, those threads are cut over halfway through that pipe.
Yep.
So that's a weak point right there.
Yep.
Mhm.
You'd be better off putting a plug inside of them and welding them around and that.
Yeah, I'm not talking about something to go 70 mile an hour. I'm just talking about something to go about 5 or 10 mile an hour.
Yeah.
With a little buggy out of it. Not a full-fledged racing go-kart, but just a little buggy to drive around on the farm. I can drive around on the farm, a bad boy all day by myself, but
Yeah.
it doesn't seat 2 people very well. So I've also got a 42 Toyota pickup frame that I've thought about building into a dune buggy.
That'd be cool.
We've got a 4-speed transmission, the rear axle, all the front suspension, and just making a mid-mount engine, just taking that 22R and mounting it in the middle.
And have a drop transfer case.
No, just 2-wheel drive. No
Oh,
body, no nothing, just bare frame with a seat on it.
Mm-hmm.
Move the engine back and put a radiator on it with an electric cooling fan.
What we used to call dune buggy.
Yeah.
We called them mud trucks. We called them mud trucks. We used to take 4-wheel drive trucks that were all rotted out body wise, strip everything off of them, weld a piece of plate steel on for the floorboard, piece of plate steel up for the dashboard where the steering wheel come through and you can mount your gas pedal and everything to it, and then pipe frame it all the way around, up around the engine and stuff. Put a roll bar on them, run pieces back to the frame, and beat the heck out of them. Blow the motor or transmission up, just scrap them, and that's back when you could get an old rusted out truck with 100 and some thousand miles on it for a couple $100.
Yep.
Can't anymore. Everybody thinks that shit's worth gold.
Oh, Lord, yes.
Yeah, definitely.
They even think these junky old lawnmowers is worth weight in gold. Don't even run and everything like that for $200-300. Are you
want
crazy?
to you can go to a hangout and you can look at my Craigslist, local Craigslist ads. Well, you guys, Jay, we've looked at them before late at night. And,
oh my God.
2x4 laying in the yard and they think it's worth $60.
Mm-hmm.
No, the funniest thing I seen was on Craig. Craig was showing us on his Craigslist in his area. A guy had a Honda 50. Now, the only thing that's been done to it is got them plastic panels on the side with the race number and all on it. And somebody scrawled some kind of name on it with a Sharpie or something and put a bunch of race stickers on it and all. And they wanted like $1,550 for it because it's supposedly a race 50.
Yeah.
Nobody ever raced the 50s.
Mm-hmm.
Those were pit bikes. The ones they raced were the 85s. They talking about it as a race bike with race suspension and all, and I'm sitting there like, Me and Craig about to die laughing that night.
Jay,
Do what?
some of them street bikes we were looking at. Remember that one night we were looking at them street bikes?
Yeah.
All ragged out 70s model street bikes. They were wanting $3,000 for them and shit.
Yeah.
I did find something a couple days ago that I thought was a good deal. A guy, I think he's in Jacksonville, has got 4 Honda motorcycles and a Suzuki motorcycle. and he's wanting like $150 or $200 a piece for them, complete bikes. One's an old 750, a Honda 750, and I can't remember what the letters were behind it. A Honda 650, a Honda 500, and a Honda 380, and then a Suzuki 375 or something like that. X something. And I'm sitting there like, if I had the money, I'd make him just a flat offer for all of them.
Mhm.
Those different motors of them late 70s, early 80s model bikes, they had some power. They'd make some good cross cart motors.
Mhm.
Yeah, with new carburetors on them.
Yeah,
I wouldn't trust a carburetor that old.
rebuild them. But
You got
Yeah.
a flow meter, if you don't have a flow meter, then you're
yeah,
kind of in between a rock and a hard place.
yeah. That's the only thing I hate about the individual cars and all was trying to sync them all together and get them all right. That is that's a job I don't want to do. I'd rather pay somebody to do it.
Yeah,
Well,
I saw. I want to say Bikes and Beards or something like that. Do an individual carbon tuning using water or some kind of liquid, where it would pull to a certain level, and they would adjust all the different carburetors to be matched it that way. But I don't remember what they did to make that apparatus, but it was a homemade flow rig.
Trash to Treasures has that one of those for doing boat motors.
Doing a boat motor and doing a motorcycle is pretty much the same thing. Testing
Yeah.
the flow.
Yeah, Nate's brother there, he had one. I remember watching his video on it. I watched it a couple times.
Have you all seen Hard Grind Plumbing? What they're
Yes.
doing to that Triumph?
I hadn't watched the
But that-
latest one with the Triumph, but it's going to be interesting.
They got the motor in that Triumph, and he got the clutch system in it. That joker going to be bad news.
And they're supercharging it, ain't they? Or are they
The
turbo?
motor, no, the motor's already supercharged.
And this last video I seen they posted today, actually, I hadn't watched it
Yeah.
yet, is they're doing something else to it, and I can't remember what the heck it said they were doing to it.
I believe they might be going from doing away with the supercharger and putting the turbo in it.
I don't know, it's going to be crazy, but that
I know it.
snowmobile they built was, oh man, that thing was crazy.
That Barbie car, that Barbie Jeep, that son of a gun is bad as a bone.
You talking about Cinderella?
Yeah.
Yeah, that thing, when they run it against that 500EX, that 500EX racing four-wheeler could not keep up with it. That's what freaked me out.
And that's what, a little 250 or something like that?
No, it's a 450 that's a 450
Oh, okay.
on the Cinderella. The Barbie Jeep had, I think, the 250 on it. Or
Well,
the
that's
Barbie,
what he wrote.
not the Jeep, the little Barbie car had the 250 on it, I think. The
Okay.
450's in the Cinderella Jeep.
Boy, those boys are something else, boy.
I like the suspension they done on that Jeep. That is
Oh,
crazy
man.
how that back can articulate with it chain driven. Side
Yeah.
to side.
You know,
How it can twist like that and still not throw the chain.
I noticed in my new Harbor Freight catalog I got yesterday in the mail that
Yeah.
they've got a sale here for the 1-inch wide by 30-inch long belt sander. You know, the sanding belt, kind of like it's set up like a bandsaw frame.
Yeah.
into it.
Yeah.
They got that on sale for $50-some.
Oh, that's a buy.
That
That's the same one that Ed has.
that 1-inch belt, that 1-inch 30 is real good for doing knife blades. You just got to put a little flat. You just got to build a flat plate to go behind the actual belt above
They
the.
got one on there.
Yeah, but
They got one on there.
if you build the plate to replace that when it goes up a little bit higher, it makes it a little easier for doing larger blades on it.
It's got like a 6-inch plate that stands up behind that belt.
The one I
Yeah,
seen, it might have been a different sander. It only had a little plate that was about 2 inches tall off of that platform.
well, I got one that's got a sanding disc on it, and that's a different one. This one doesn't have the side disc on it.
It's the standalone unit.
Yep.
Yeah. I got the
And
one that's got the 4-inch wide belt and the sanding disc together. I bought it for like $54.99.
Yeah, it's the one I got.
Yeah, that's the same one you got, huh, Ed?
This one's got the 30-inch belt and a direct drive motor on it. Like I said, it's set up like it just goes up, and then there's like a 6-inch, might be a 4-inch tall plate, but it's a bench top style.
Yeah.
And then they've got the 14-inch oscillating spindle sander for $147, which is a pretty good buy.
Mm-hmm.
And then they've got knockout, a pneumatic knockout, hydraulic punch out.
Yeah.
It's on sale right now for $79 with all the dies. That's a buy.
Well,
That's a 4-ton Ram.
Heck yeah.
Hey Jay, the tubing bender you have, that's the hydraulic one that Harbor Freight sells, right?
Actually, this one we got before Harbor Freight. This one we've had since
Hey, did you eat all the chicken?
94, 95. We got it before Harbor Freight. It was trying to remember where we got it at.
But it's basically the same design, right?
Basically the same design, and it does real good. It don't do tubing though. It'll crinkle tubing.
That's what I was going to ask. Will it do like exhaust tubing, thin stuff?
No, you can do it, but it's a aggravating process to do tubing.
Okay.
To do tubing, you have to basically cap off the tubing on the ends, or cap off one end, fill it completely full of sand, and then put a cap on the other end, and you bend it a little bit. Then you have to press the sides back in to keep it from egg shaping too bad, and just keep slowly working it at different bend points to do your radiuses. You can't do just one solid bend from the center and bend it all the way around because it'll crinkle it. You have to do a spot a little ways, then you have to slide it about an inch, bend it a little more, slide it about an inch, bend it some more. It has to be sweeping bends to keep it from cranking that tubing.
Yeah.
That's because the dies are too big for it, ain't it?
Because the dies don't wrap up far enough around the sides. If the side, if it wrapped up further, went over halfway up the sides, it would be a little bit better. But because it don't, you'll egg shape or either crank it or both.
Yeah,
and
they got that 8-ton Aerover hydraulic cherry picker Ram on sale for $89 too. I got one my cherry picker. I tell you what, I wouldn't be able to live without that thing.
I built my gantry, and it's got an electric winch on it, 110 electric winch on it, and I love that thing. For doing tractors and stuff like that. It won't pick up a car motor or anything like that. It's only made out of 1-inch black pipe, but man, I can almost pick a whole tractor up off the ground with it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I use my cherry picker to pick my zero-turn front end up. It's got a 3-inch receiver in the front of that mower, and I just put an empty receiver hitch in there. It's got the ball hole in it.
Mm-hmm.
And I just put a 3/4-inch clevis through it and hook a chain around it and pick the whole front end of that zero-turn straight up off the ground. Makes my wife nervous because it'll pick that front end up about 3.5 feet. But it's about the only way you can get underneath the deck of that thing.
About sit her right on her tail, won't it?
The only other way to do it is actually put it on a car lift, one of them
I-
drive-on lifts.
Yeah,
Well, I got adapters for a 2-post lift at work that you can put it up on and get it up and walk under it.
I don't know what I want to walk underneath that mower on a 2-post lift.
It's designed. It's
This
a
thing's
2-post
big.
lift. Yeah, but it's a 2-post lift. It's a 10,000-pound 2-post lift. So
Yeah, that thing's just big and awkward. I don't know where you'd pick it up at.
well, this has adapters on it. You put the wheels on, and it picks it up off the ground.
Oh, cool.
It holds.
It's meant.
It's basically like two trenches that's got divots where the tires go, and then the arms grab on the front and the back of it and lift the whole thing up. Right?
This one has one piece along the one side. It goes from side to side. Like you said, it's like a trench. But then the other side of it, the arms swing in with like forks that stick out, and you put it underneath the other tire. I pick golf carts, mowers, everything up with it.
Heck yeah. I've seen something similar to that. It looks like two pieces of C-channel, and it's got an adjustable bar where you can slide them in or out. And you pull a golf cart, zero turn or whatever in it, and the tires actually drop into divots and all, kind of like what I've done for the Fat Cycle ramp.
Yeah.
Basically one for each side, and it's got the two crossbars that are adjustable. And then the two arms of the lifting thing has a flat plate on each side, or the front and the back on each side, that goes under it and lifts the whole assembly up.
Well, the new one I was looking at, because we're talking about replacing that whole lift because it's almost 30 years old. The new one I was looking at it's a 3-inch by 4-inch square tubing that runs the length, like how you're pulling in.
Yeah.
It runs on both sides, and then there's arms that slide in and out off of that, and forward and back towards the center and out. So you can center your weight on your rack and move those arms in and out, and then get centered in the rack.
Oh, heck yeah.
They got that brown 4-foot shop light on sale for $29.99 and 5,000 lumens. Tell you what, it'd be a bright shop light.
Mm-hmm.
Is that
Well,
that 5,000 lumen 4-foot LED shop light for
Yeah.
20?
Yep,
Is it $20
Yeah.
for sale?
$29.99.
Actually, I think that Harbor Freight that I got has it on sale for $19.99. It's regularly $30.
It says regularly 47 on mine.
That might be a different one than what I got.
It's a Bauer 4-foot LED shop light,
The under hood light,
or not a Bauer, but a Braun
is that the under hood light?
4-foot LED shop light.
I have one of those at work. It's nice. It's bright. The only thing I don't like about it is it has like the magnets on the end, and you do a quarter turn and it pops out and it has like bungee strap. When you stick it to the hood, the light isn't weighted right to do that, and it wants to turn.
No. This is the shop light, Ed.
Oh, like for up in the ceiling.
Yeah.
Yeah, 4-foot.
Well, that's
4-foot
this
LED
thing.
shop light. 5,000 lumens.
The one I got's about 4 foot long. It's a under hood light for like working under the hood of a car or something.
Yeah, that's 845 lumens. That's a rechargeable one.
Yeah.
The one I'm talking about is an actual, just hang it over the workbench shop light.
Well, that's what
Okay.
I'm looking at.
Yeah.
It,
$29. It's not a bad buy.
No.
I got to show you the one I'm looking at, Craig. Hang on, let me get to where I can share screen. There's the one that showed up on mine.
That one there, you can't daisy chain them.
No, but
Actually, if you're an electrician, you can.
Yeah, well, yeah.
Yep. They've got the 48-inch by 96-inch folding trailer for the heavy duties at 349 and the super duties at 449. And that might not be a bad option just for the damn axle and all that shit out of it.
Yeah.
It's got a 4x4 hub in the middle of it, and they're road rated wheels and tires.
An axle too.
They've got the 530 12-inch wide tire with the 5 lug rim, load C for $59.
That's what I need to do. I need to buy a couple of those for my trailer that I pull my tractor on. I don't even have a spare tire right now. Actually, I need to build a bigger trailer. I need about a 14-foot trailer. I want a box trailer. I want a 14x6 inside box trailer.
That'd be nice.
That way I never have to unload anything unless I'm working on it.
Mhm.
Back in the driveway, drop it, lock it, walk away from it. Maybe next spring.
With the side door in it too.
Yeah.
Just about have to have a side door if you're going to be able to strap the front end of them things down.
Yeah. Well, I'll use those K-rail or whatever they're called.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, Craig, you can take me from presenting to everybody. I turned my share off.
Oh no, we're just going to leave you up there, Jay.
If you like looking at the demented Santa Claus picture.
Nothing wrong with that picture.
That's for John and Rhonda tomorrow. To hold it, just in case they
Oh,
can't get
man.
that. We'll have to take Rhonda. You got it?
Mm-hmm.
Hey, Mama.
Oh,
Hey, Mama.
Love y'all.
How you doing?
Fuller, you
You
got to
doing?
quit doing that. You got me starting to do
Ow.
it too.
Yeah,
Oh, God.
Well, I had to do it for all the time. So, I didn't. Hold on a minute. Hold on. I didn't do nothing. I didn't do it right.
Wear him out.
I'm warming up.
Jay says wear him out.
It just now getting to the point where he's feeling better. So,
Hey, I feel great, guys. You wouldn't believe how good I feel. I gotta go next month on the 7th. Go for a checkup, and then September 1st, I think it is. I gotta go see the primary doctor that diagnosed me. See her, and then she's gonna set me up for a PET scan. Then after the PET scan, then the chemo doctor and her's gonna be talking together to see how things are going.
That's good.
Mm-hmm. But I feel great, man. I feel great. I mean it.
Just don't overdo it.
yep.
Yeah. Yesterday
like-
I got real tired yesterday, and I slept mostly all day and all last night, and I got up at 5:30 this morning.
That's what I was saying on Roy's live stream. It was putting them wheels on that workbench.
Mm-hmm.
It was 104 degrees over there in the UK when he was working on that workbench.
Dang.
Lord have mercy.
It don't normally get that hot over there in the UK.
Hey, I'm proud of them boys. I'm proud of Mick, and I'm proud of Roy. They are climbing. Them guys are working it.
Oh, yeah.
Their sub count is coming on up.
About to fall over, and I told him to go get a fan. So he brought a fan outside and put one of those oscillating fans out there on that workbench while he's putting them wheels on there. I thought he was going to pass out there for a minute.
Mm.
They're not used to that kind of temperature over there.
No, they're not. No,
All
they're
right,
not.
guys. I gotta go, man. I can't
See you,
stop
Ed.
counting. So good
All
seeing
right,
you,
Ed.
Doug, and everybody. Have a good night.
Have a good one.
Have a great one, bud. Yes, sir. Small Engine Nation. Oh, I am so amazed with Mick and Roy. They are climbing up the ladder.
That's a good thing.
Yes.
Yep.
It is. It's a real good thing. And Mick said maybe possibility next year he's going to be in Texas for that organization that is Smith McGinnis. He's the president now, I guess it is, or whatever. But he said he's going to be in Texas next year, and they're going to be over here for 2 weeks or something like that. And they're going to get a rental car, and they're going to be heading across from Texas this way.
Cool.
That'd be all right.
So it'd be great if we could get a meetup, and that'd be great. That'd be awesome.
Oh, heck yeah.
They got that Central Machinery 16-ton tubing bender for $169, and then we've got the 12-ton for $114.
Mm-hmm.
I'll probably get my book Monday.
Get your what Monday, Doug?
My Harbor Freight magazine Monday, probably.
I think ours. I think we got one a couple days ago. I think, which I get two different ones for some reason. I get one. The whole book is nothing but coupons, and then I get another one. It's just sales book, and they're both usually pretty thick.
Are you with the truck? The
Inside
truck club?
Inside Track Club. Yeah, I'm in that.
Yeah, I am too. They ain't never sent me two magazines like they're supposed to.
They don't. They have an inside track in the center. I get one catalog a week.
I don't even get that.
I don't get them that often, but I get them like once a month. I'll get two different. I get one is, I think 90% of the book is coupons. Then I get another book. It's got regular sales, and then the center's got the Inside Track Club stuff, and then it's got a few other things in it.
Yeah, right now they've got that Vulcan Omni Pro welder 220 for $949, and then they've got the titanium unlimited 200 on sale.
Yeah.
For $6.99.
I want a plasma cutter in a worse way.
You ain't the only one.
Man.
There's I'm trying to remember the brand name, but there's a little shop. There's a place here in Southeast Georgia called Straight Welding. They're all over Southeast Georgia. It's a welding supply place. They sell a brand of plasma cutter. I think it's like $600 or $650 for it, and then a single
You
pad.
buy a Miller for that, Jay.
Huh?
You buy a little Miller for that.
But this one, it's a digital plasma cutter,
and
it's affiliated with Miller, and they say it does better than the Miller one.
I know there's one on Amazon. It's called a T50, I think it is. It's one of the cheapest ones you can get for $200. And there's a guy on YouTube who did a review onto it. He's a straight up fabricator.
Mm-hmm.
And that little joker worked pretty good.
Well, I know one thing you need to do when you get a plasma cutter is hook up a water filter before the air goes into it, and it needs a dedicated circuit for the power.
Yeah, that's one thing he did do.
Where nothing else runs off of that circuit but the plasma cutter.
Mm-hmm.
But see, if I get one, I want one that's a 220. I don't want a 110 plasma cutter. I want the 220. Yeah. And the one I'm looking at, it was a straight 220. It didn't even have a 110 hookup.
This one come without no plug. He had to go buy the plug and wire for it.
Dang. But there's a lot of things I'd like to have. Getting them's two different things.
Me and you both. We're in the same boat, brother. We're in the same boat.
I got to get out there and get motivated. I got to build a metal rack so I can start putting all my metal stuff on a rack to get it off the ground.
I got one. I got a little restaurant shelving rack
Yeah.
that I'm going to put up on the side of my shelf, on the side of my shop, so I could store all my metal on it.
I got to build something.
We're going to try to get a camper this year if everything works out right.
That would be cool.
That way they would go riding around. Do what, Greg?
Fotia's checking out on it, so.
See you, Fortia.
You leaving us, Fotia?
I can't see the chat.
I think he put when he said good night. I think he was telling that to Puller. When Puller Bear left, I could be mistaken though.
I'm going to try to upgrade too this year if everything works out right. Try to get me a laptop or a desktop, one of the two.
Stacy, if he ever makes a buyer, is supposed to pick up a bunch of computers so he can have them with him.
Mm-hmm.
And he ain't go ahead a chance to get buyer.
He's been all around it and coming down towards you, huh?
It's been going back and forth to Oregon.
Yeah, I know it.
Well, I know
He's
one
tired
thing.
of that.
If he ain't gonna be able to get by here in the next little bit, I'm gonna have to that backstrap I got in the freezer. I'm gonna have to do something with it because even though I got it sealed up in freezer bags and all, I don't need to take a chance at it getting freezer burnt.
Mm-hmm.
It
So
won't be
I'm
long to get back out anyway.
Yeah, I'm fixing to have to take it out, thaw it out so I can cook it.
Sounds like it's going to be on a barbecue grill.
Actually, my backstrap, the way I got it sliced now, I actually fry it in a little deep fryer thing I got.
Mm-hmm.
Fried backstrap is so good.
So you think your hunting season going to be a little bit better this year, Jay?
I'm hoping so. I just got to get back over there because Logging Cruise has been over there on the hunting club ever since the end of December, and I got to find out what all they've logged and all, and find out if any of my spots is left. They went in there and they started fifth rowing sections, and then a few sections they took out all the trees because they were real big, tall pines.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's a couple other sections they're supposed to have been thinning out. So I got to go find out what all they've done and if any of my sections got messed up.
Well, try not to get stuck this year.
Actually, they went in there and started doing fixing a lot of them and cleaning out the canals that's on the property.
Uh-huh.
Several of them were beavers that dammed up different areas, which was causing it to flood. So hopefully they got all that fixed.
Cool beans.
There's one of them that had two metal culverts that was side by side that run under the road. That was 42-inch metal culvert on the inside, and the beavers dammed up both of those pipes to let the water build up.
Mm.
Yeah, they don't take them beavers long to make a dam.
Well, they had it dammed up so bad. From what I was told by the crews that went in there to fix the road and fix the culverts and all, beavers had packed stuff up in there 5 foot deep up in them culverts and built it all the way out, and then about 4 or 5 foot outside the end of it, and had it tapered.
Wow.
They said they had never seen it packed up that bad with sticks, logs, mud, and everything else.
Yeah, you just about have to have a culvert grade on them anymore. Build a concrete culvert
Yeah.
cap on it and put rebar across it.
I don't know if y'all remember the pictures I shared on Hangouts of where the road was completely washed out.
Mm-hmm.
That was the one with the two 42-inch culverts that went all the way across the road. And from the top of the culvert to where the road was at was probably 4.5 feet deep.
Mm.
The water got that high that it washed over the top and washed the whole road and everything out.
Yeah, we're still fighting the county on gravel out on our place.
They're still trying to stop y'all from adding gravel to what was already there.
No, that's an in-town property. The problem with having out at the farm is that they cut the road clear down into the dirt, removed all the road base. The road base is all in the ditch, and we don't have any drainage.
Hmm.
We have no money to go back in and clean the ditches out. So they just keep adding new rock to the road. Well, when you get a rainstorm and the water is running down the middle of the road and it's eroding the dirt base because they don't have any base rock in there. So it's actually, the rain is actually.
It's running down the center of the road, cutting it out like a river instead of going into the ditches and flowing down the side.
Yeah, there ain't no ditch. They've completely filled our ditches full of rock.
Why?
And the water sits in the middle of the road.
What did they get out of trying to fill the ditches up with rock? Were they trying to build an oversized French drain?
No, they dump rock down, and then the blade operator go back and push it in the ditch.
Yeah. And the road probably don't have a crown in it.
No crown at all. And you got a little bit of rock on top of a packed mud. It's hardened. So you're driving down and standing there like driving in a freaking, I don't even know how to describe it.
It's like trying to drive down a washboard. You're bouncing the whole time.
Yeah, you feel like you're rock crawling.
Mm-hmm.
That right there shows they don't know what the heck they're doing.
Nope.
I told the county administrator, I said, you need to invest some money and send them maintainers to heavy equipment school so they can learn how to operate the blade. I'm not kidding.
I need to send them to school to learn the proper way to do a rock road and all too.
The last rainstorm we had, which was about 3 inches of rain, the guy that runs our roads out by our place had his maintainer in the ditch stuck 3 times within 4 hours. And he couldn't articulate the front end of that maintainer out of the ditch. Like you got a 12-foot long blade. Set it down and put the blade down and pick the front end up and slide it over, set it down and pick the blade up.
Yeah.
That blade will articulate to 90 degrees on that thing, straight up and down. And they don't know how to operate it.
Y'all need some guys from down here in Southeast Georgia to go up there and teach them how to run that equipment. Because I watched a motor grader operator here. He slid off in a ditch after a rainstorm. He was trying to repair a road, and they don't run them aggressive pleated tires on the motor graders. They run almost like a turf style tire, so it don't damage the road. Well, he slid off in the ditch. I sat there and watched him use the blade on that motor grader to lift the back of it up, and them blades, they can pivot and all. And he walked the back of it over some, set it down, then lifted the front of the thing up, pulled the front of that motor grader over, and sat it down, lifted the blade, moved it over, sat it down, and walked the whole thing over till he got to the center of the road, and then started working again.
Yep. Well, that's
the operator
on the back of these maintainers, and they never scratch the paint on them. They've never been dropped into the gravel.
They don't use the back blade.
They don't use the grippers on the back, no.
That tells you right there they're a steering wheel holder and not an operator.
And they removed the guy that was maintaining our roads to another area because I caught him sleeping on the side of the road on my property a dozen times in a week.
Welcome back, Stacy.
Welcome
Hey,
back.
Stacy.
We just pull up on the edge of the ditch and kick that thing into high idle, turn the air up real high, and take a nap.
No.
That's ridiculous. If they're not going to do their daggum job, they need to get somebody else in there that's going to do it and send them on about their way.
Probably a quarter-mile stretch. They dumped probably 120 ton of gravel on that, and there probably wasn't a quarter of a ton of rock left on the road after he was done running the blade across that brand new load of gravel.
And all he was supposed to do was spread the gravel to where it was flat.
Well, put a crown in the road and, leave a windrow on one side. The windrows now are mud and rock mixed because they keep cutting the road base down and it's pushing the mud into the rock, which is in the windrow. I really ought to do a video on it. You'd just be like, what the hell are they thinking?
You ought to, and then turn right around and turn it into the road street department, of the county or whatever.
You need to turn into the state and ask them what the hell they're spending their money on.
Yeah, really. And then get a video of that guy sleeping in that motor grader.
No, they got him out of our area, so he would quit sleeping on my corner.
Okay.
They got rid of him. They got another guy that's worse.
Worse?
Yeah, you're driving down the road with it's a 50 mile an hour with that blade tilted at about a 60-degree angle, and he just pushes the rock right off the road. 50 mile an hour. Like a contest, see how fast he can get done with his work so you don't have to do anymore.
And like I said, that's a steering wheel holder, not an operator.
Mm-hmm.
You sure that guy didn't used to drive for Swift?
Yeah.
I don't think Swift would have hired him.
Oh, God, that's even worse.
I don't think Swift would have hired him. And if they look at the work that he's doing now, they definitely wouldn't hire him. I think he'd have a hard time getting a job running overnight loads for FedEx.
Say, it looks like somebody that works for the USPS.
Mm-hmm.
How they destroy packages.
USPS probably has better drivers because a lot of those are just leased trucks. They're owner operators that lease their trailers.
Mm-hmm.
It looked like a brand new Conway freight driver is what it looks like.
Oh, no, you didn't go there. Not Conway. Had a few run-ins with them.
A few? I think they run into everybody. You ever seen their trucks?
Yeah.
Yeah. I miss it bad, Jay. I miss it real bad.
Oh, Twisted said, nah, CR England.
Oh, my Lord.
It's about the same company.
About the same as Swift, I tell you that much.
CR England used to be a good company back in the day.
Nah, man.
Back in the day, they had some good drivers. But I'm talking
That
about
company has gone downhill.
I'm talking about back in the early to mid 90s.
Mm-hmm.
They had some good drivers.
And we quit driving on I-70 to go to Indiana because we get tired of being around those FedEx trucks. And not this last weekend, but the weekend before, my boss went up to Indy for a slingshot rally.
Yeah.
and he got stuck behind a fatality accident with a FedEx truck,
Mm.
and the guy was pulling triples, and the back trailer was on its side in the road.
Mm.
That's something I told every company I ever worked for that I wouldn't do. Was pull doubles or triples.
I didn't have the endorsement on the license.
I didn't get the endorsement for that or tanker because I didn't want to pull none of that.
I didn't have tanker neither.
I don't know how he managed to keep the other two trailers upright and just lose the back one plumb to its side.
Welcome back, Kathy.
I even done away with my hazmat. When that ran out, I said I ain't renewing it.
Ain't that the truth?
Mm-hmm. When they passed that new law, you had to get all that certifications and everything like that, a background check. I said, I ain't doing it.
I still got my CDLs, but it's intrastate instead of interstate because I don't have a DOT physical.
Mm-hmm.
I told them I wanted to keep my CDL license for personal use, not for commercial use.
I had no way about it. They told me I had to drop them.
Well, I can. In the state of Georgia, you can have a CDL license where you can drive 18-wheelers and all, but you can't leave the state.
Yeah.
But see, I got a couple friends that's got 18-wheelers and all, and every now and then they need help, moving a couple trucks from one place to another. And I told them anytime they needed me to let me know, I'll come drive one of their trucks wherever they needed it. If they didn't have somebody to drive them, that's the reason I kept them.
Well, they told me if DOT didn't mandatory me to turn them in, and I turn them in voluntarily, I could go back in 7 years and go get them back. I don't have to go through no school, no nothing. Just I could get them back.
Yeah.
I said, well, geez, I'm retired. I might as well go ahead and just forget about it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, I kept mine because I'd like to find an old late 60s, early 70s Freightliner or something like that and restore it and build it as a just a little showpiece to drive around or whatever.
You can drive those with a CDL or with a Class C license in the state of Kansas, Jay, if you're recreational.
Yeah, it's not going to be a commercial use vehicle. It's going to be private use. But see, I want to have it where I can hook to a little short dry box or a flatbed or whatever and haul my own stuff. Needle nose peak would be nice, but I don't like the way the clutch comes up through the floor. I have trouble getting my foot high enough to match the clutch on those.
Newer ones ain't like that anymore.
I found a truck I would have loved to have gotten, but I couldn't afford it. It was a late 40s model Diamond Rio.
Oh, man. What you need to do is find an old Mac.
No. I went to work for a guy back in 06 hauling pulpwood, and he stuck me in a Mac. And within a month, I got into 3 different wrecks because of that daggum truck. No. The last one that put me out of that truck, the C-clip that held the pivot arm for the brakes on the drive axle broke on it. It sucked the pivot cam into the brakes and locked the brakes down on one side of that truck. Took me in a ditch, the door flung open, and about slung me out of the cab of that Mack truck. Left me with a concussion, whiplash, and all kinds of cuts and all, where that door and all flung open into the ditch and all. I'm like, I'm done. I'm out. No more Mack trucks. The first wreck, the brakes didn't work, and I destroyed a brand new Dodge Neon, about run it completely over. The second wreck wasn't really a wreck, but it was a incident where the trailer brakes didn't work and pushed me through a second red light and got me pulled over. And then the third one put me in the ditch. I'm like, 3 strikes, I'm out of this thing. See ya. I'm like, too many things are telling me to get out of this truck.
We used to have an old boy when I used to drive Mixer, and we had those old U model Max. He was a big old boy like you, Jay. I wanted to get in his truck one time to move it, and I wanted to grab the seat to come up forward because he had it so far back. He had the seat bungee cord to the back of the cab of the truck. Every time I tried to pull it up, he would sling me back. I said, "Well, Lord, I can't drive it. I can't even touch the pedals." I asked him, I said, "Tiny, what you do to that thing?" He says, "What do you mean?" And I said, I can't drive it. The seat won't go forward." "Oh, I bungee cord it so it stays back."
Yeah,
I said, "Lord."
rough spot. There ain't nothing but time on that deal.
Mm-hmm.
But the cab of that Mac they had me in, it was, oh my God. When I sat in that truck with the seat all the way back, as far as it would go, I still was touching the steering wheel and all, and I'm like...
And the steering wheel was all the way forward, wasn't it?
Yeah. I mean, that truck was tiny. I'm like, dude, you got my big butt in this Mack truck, and you got that little old skinny boy that can't even hardly see over the daggum steering wheel in that Freightliner.
Mm-hmm.
I said, "Won't you swap us?" I said, "All he does is complain about that Freightliner all day long." He said, "That's the reason I don't take him out of it." I'm like, dude, put him in this Mack truck. Put me in that Freightliner. We'll both be happy, and we'll get more loads done. He's like, "No, I'm keeping him in it because he complained too much about it." I'm like, "Oh, you asshole." And me wedged up in that daggum Mack truck, I'm sitting there like, no radio, no air conditioning, not even a fan. It just had the vent windows that you turned to blow air on you while you drove down the road.
I remember them days. Open up the roof vent, open up the floor vent in the corner, turn those wings out.
No, it just had the vent windows on the doors. It didn't even have the one in the floor or on the roof. It didn't have none.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Your knees slap up against the heat box.
And it had on the around the firewall, it had a thing where you can remove part of it out, the doghouse thing out, to work on the back of the motor and all.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it didn't seal good around that, and all you felt is heat blowing up around that thing.
Oh my Lord!
Every day when I got out of that truck, it looked like I'd been busting rocks in a rock quarry for 12 hours a day. I'm like, but after those 3 different incidents, I finally said, I told the guy, I said, "I'm done." He said, "What do you mean you done?" I said, "I'm done." I said, 3 strikes in that truck in a month. I said, "I'm done." I said, "Something's telling me to get out of this daggum truck."
Stacy said when he gets home, he's quitting.
What you quitting? You quitting Mountain Dews?
My first mixer truck.
Oh, I think he's quitting cigarettes.
Was a 2-stick Mac with a window in the back with straight exhaust. No AC. That truck could lucky you do 45 mile an hour. Had the big rear ends in it. That was my very first mixer truck I ever drove.
The bad thing about the one I was driving, it didn't have air ride. It was all spring.
Oh, Camelback springs.
That truck rode rough. Oh my God.
And you didn't dare to put any air in the seat, did you?
I had to put just a little bit of air in the seat to keep from bouncing my daggum kidneys to death.
Mm-hmm.
I put enough in it just so it would cushion hitting the bumps.
I think that's what Stacy's battling right now, that hip, that seat bouncing all over the place, probably miserable.
I ain't gonna lie though, I miss driving over the road.
I do. Big time.
I don't miss having to deliver in cities and all, but I do miss driving long haul.
Yep. I love hauling log haul. Long haul, that was my deal. I loved it.
If I could just drive from one place to the other and drop and hook, I'd be happy.
Yep. Be dedicated just for that one place.
Yep. Just
Yep.
go to the yard, pick up the trailer loaded, haul it to another yard, wherever, drop it, and let the city trucks deliver it into where it's got to go, pick up another, and come back. Just cross back and forth, back and forth. I could
Yep.
do that.
That's sweet. That is sweet. Of course, when I was hauling groceries, it wasn't too bad.
I could deal hauling groceries to them warehouses and all, as long as I didn't have to unload the daggum trailers.
No, we didn't. We didn't have to unload them. We hauled at the grocery stores in Georgia, and South Carolina, down to the Army base down in South Carolina, naval weapons base and everything.
Yeah.
That was my deal. I did that 3 days a week. Went to Charleston, South Carolina, 3 days a week. I
Well,
loved that.
when I was with Warner, we'd pick up a load out of the Kraft Foods in Atlanta
I know exactly where you're talking about too.
and carry them up to, I think, the big grocery warehouses just south of Detroit. It almost looks like a daggum car factory. They're so daggum long. You'll go several miles, and it's solid warehouse for several miles, and then you pull in, and what it is different sections of that place is for a different company. Grocery warehouses. And we'd go in there, and they'd have what had lumpers on standby. You tell them what company you with, and that company would pay them lumpers to unload your trailer for you, so you didn't have to.
You
I
ever
could
haul
deal with
any
that.
dog food out of Atlanta too?
Yep.
Yep,
Hog
me
dog
too.
food. I
Me too.
loved hauling the dog food because at the time, I had a dog and had my pit bull in the truck with me, and if there was a bag, if a bag had even a little tear in it, they wouldn't accept that one bag.
Yep.
They'd say,
Yep.
"All right, you got to throw that away." I said, "I'll take care of that. Throw it away right into the front of the cab of that truck." I didn't have to buy dog food.
I picked up a load of dog food down there in Atlanta, and I was delivering to Sarasota, Florida, down to Publix, and I had like 5 50-pound bags of dog food that had a tear in them. Just outside thing of it. And they threw it on the tail end of the trailer. I told them to put it on the tail end of the trailer. And I asked the guys, I said, "Look, I ain't going home." I said, Y'all want this dog food? Yeah, you just get it outside the gate. We'll come on out there and get it. Sure enough, they come on out and got it.
Heck yeah.
Yeah, Jay, look at the chat.
Beef burrito.
Campers for sale at a good price. I can help you find one if you want to come to Southeast Georgia to get it.
Might not leave South. Where do we got down there?
Seen how big of one y'all looking for?
We don't need a big one. Just Kathy and I. So I'm thinking I need to get an aluminum frame one. Just put it on the back of the Sissy 50 and just roll with it.
I could get them around here for like $3,000-$4,000. A nice one.
There was a 24-footer for sale, but I don't think that 24-footer would be big enough.
I don't want anything bigger than a 20-footer, probably.
Why?
No need for it.
Those things has got just a little double-sized bed in it. I mean, you ain't got no room in there hardly. I got an 18-footer. that I stay in at the hunt club, and it's just as big enough for me by myself.
Yeah, I'm getting a 30-footer. I'm buying me a 30-footer.
Now there's a 32-foot fifth wheel one down here that's got a decent price, but it's a fifth wheel camper, and it's got the 2 doors, the double axle.
I sold one of those.
So you don't want a fifth wheel. You want a bumper pull, don't you?
Well, I can do a fifth wheel, but I got to be able to put it inside in the wintertime. And
Yeah, and every year those rubber roofs got to be serviced.
Well, the one I was looking at, I don't think it's got the rubber roof on it. I think it's got the aluminum roof on it.
Oh, does it? It's the older one.
air conditioners and stuff, you don't want those out in the weather.
Do what?
With the topside air conditioners and stuff, you don't want them outside in the wintertime.
Yeah. Have a good night, Fatia.
Have a good one for Tia.
Just the wife and I, hell, you can put her in a kitchen cabinet. Still think
Boy, Craig is going to be digging himself deep, and
I'm not even going to comment on that one, Craig.
Oh man, I've been seeing some nice ones, 2010s and 2011s and 12s for $3,000, $4,000, $5,000. Some nice ones.
Yeah, I've seen a couple for $1,000. They're just a little bit out of the age range that I want to be in.
Well, for $1,000, you ain't going to get much for $1,000. You're probably going to have to tear it all apart and rebuild it.
Been there, done that.
I've seen a lot of them for $1,000, and you might as well just take them and just strip them out and use the frame for a crawl hauler.
What kind of price range y'all looking at?
I don't know. We've just been kicking it around.
Will a 26-footer or 25-footer do you just fine?
That's a little bigger than what I want. And I don't want to pull anything that big with the F-150.
Oh, okay,
Be hard on
okay.
it.
Yeah.
I mean, I can pull with Super Duty, but right now I'm having an internal battle with myself on that Super Duty. There's 2 relays in the instrument cluster that need to be fixed, and you got to send it to them, and then they want anywhere from $169 up to $500 to repair it.
Nah.
But the battery saver mode relay and then the delayed power relay are both in the instrument cluster.
Hmm.
And you'd be driving down the road and all the electronics on the inside of the cab just go bloop, nothing. No windows, no radio, no nothing. You hit them up and it might come back on and might not. So between that and that controls the 4-wheel drive because they get the electronics 4-wheel drive.
Right.
So, I don't know. There's a place that's supposed to be pretty popular for repairing those. It's in South Carolina, so I don't know.
Well, you'd be able to pull one for about 5,000 pounds, wouldn't you, on that F-150?
I don't want to push that much weight on it. Hell, I got 240 some odd thousand miles on that truck, Doug. I want it to last for a while.
Yeah. Ooh. It's got the 4.6 in it, or what does it have in it?
The 3.7.
The 3.7?
Yeah.
I'll keep my eyes and ears open. If I see anything, I'll shoot it to you.
Now, that's 15 grand for that one. That's more than y'all want to spend, ain't it?
Yeah.
Which that's a 2018 or 2019 camper.
If I spend 15 grand on a camper, the wife will hang me because it's about enough to get a good start on a new house.
Hey, Jay, look up Campers Unlimited. in Gaston, Alabama.
Here's one for 10.5. It's a nice deal. It's a 2017 model. 17. It's this 17 BH. It's a
Seven,
it's a
17
2000
footer.
it's a 2017 Clipper, 17 foot. Everything to hook up and go, hitch, leveling pads, TV, grill, electric awning, and more.
That ain't bad. That ain't bad at all.
For 10.5. But I'm pretty sure you probably negotiated it down a little bit.
What's the GVW for it? Twisted.
I'm not sure.
What's up, fellas?
Hey, Stacy. Let's see if I can share this.
Greg, get on a plane. I have taps to pick you up. You can go get that F-450.
What? I'm not buying an F-450. I got enough trucks.
Hey,
I didn't say buy it. If you need to use it, go get it.
hey, Craig.
No.
There's that Clipper I was telling you about.
There you go, Craig.
Yeah, it's about the right size. I'm not spending 10 grand on one though.
If you buy one with a tandem axle under it. You'll be sorry if you get a single axle.
Yeah.
Them tires get hot and blow out and they tear everything up.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all talking about 5,000 pound trailer. My trailer weighs 600 pounds. 17,600 pounds empty weight.
Mm-hmm.
Craig, you can always go with an RV. And just tow it.
1978 Winnebago.
Huh?
1978 Winnebago.
Nah, there's a 90 RV camper.
$6 grand.
That's a big one, too.
Probably takes 6 grand to drive anywhere in that thing.
Nah, that ain't that bad.
Gas job.
Take you 6 grand to get to the truck stop.
I'm telling you.
There's a fifth wheeler. Slide out.
I don't even need to slide out. They got a 76 25-foot Airstream land yacht for $18,000. Were they high on crack?
No, they're proud of them things. Them Airstreams are big money. Big money.
Yep.
That Airstream's also got a lifetime warranty on it.
Is that right?
You know,
On
take
everything.
it back to the factory and say, I want a new one. $18,000.
It has a lifetime warranty on everything, even the batteries.
God,
There
I
you go.
saw one the other day for like $2,500, and they stripped it out.
You guys got to see this one. I'm sure. Damn.
I want about a 26, 28 foot toy hauler.
There you go.
Yeah, I
I
can't
don't
put
even know
my,
what to say about that.
there you go,
Hey,
right
David.
there.
There's David.
You wanted a small travel trailer,
Hello.
there it is, right there.
I don't even know what
Yeah.
to say about that. Hey, David.
Don't make me laugh, it fucking hurts.
Oh,
You got the 2-inch ratchet strap to hold it down to the truck bed.
Oh hell yeah, that's downtown. That's Alabama high quality right there.
I'll bet you that little half ton wiggles and wobbles going down the road.
I bet that thing is. I bet that's a handful to pull.
Yeah.
Hey, it's got a 12-foot hitch on it.
Mm-mm-mm.
Put that right on the back of the bad boy. It'd be ready to go. Just take the camper and the motor and go to work.
My uncle had a flatbed, and he put one of them camper slid-in deals on the back of a flatbed.
Daddy did that on a Phantom axle trailer, and it was actually pretty neat the way he did it. 'Cause we went hunt all the time, and had all that room underneath the front of it there. They
Mhm.
built they made that into a great big freezer.
Oh, really?
When we go deer hunting, we just put our meat and shit in there and run a generator all the way home, and everything stayed frozen.
Mm.
I tell you what, a buddy of mine done one time. He took a 16-foot double axle trailer and took a sleeper off of a Kenworth or Peterbilt or something like that. Just one of the bigger, where you stand up in the sleeper. Took that part and bolted it on the front of that trailer, and then built off the back of it and closed it in as a toy hauler camper combo. Had the big old back gate that laid down for you to pull your four-wheelers, dirt bikes, or whatever up in. And then had part of it closed off where the sleeper was at, and then had a little cooking thing that slid off the side.
I've seen them take them like 20, 24-foot travel trailers and they had an 8-foot deck on the front of it. Like an 8-foot flatbed deck on the front of it. They
Mhm.
haul all their shit up there.
Dang.
Drag it around. I think when I get home, I'm gonna pay this truck off, park it out in the yard, and plant flowers in the fifth wheel, and all done.
Getting real rough on you, huh, brother?
I'm tired of this shit, man.
Yep.
Change the hitch plate on it and put the camper on the back of it.
I don't know what I want to do.
Stretch the frame out and put a dump bucket on the back of it.
Oh, hell no. I ain't driving no dirt truck.
They ain't got enough patience to deal with dumping rock.
I hauled rock for 10 years. I ain't, I say I'm gonna quit. I'll be right back in this bitch a week after I go home.
Where you sitting at now?
Cokeville, Wyoming.
Still a long way from home.
You must be headed home.
No, I'm headed to Wilmington, North Carolina.
That's a long trip going all the way to North Carolina.
Dude, when I loaded, I could see one ocean, and when I unload, I'm unloading at the port at the other ocean.
Dang.
Tabitha asked me, she said, "You okay? You gonna make it?" I said, "Have Norco, we'll travel." I got so damn screwed up last night taking freaking pain pills. I had to stop. I called Craig and said, "I know I'm on a 4-lane road, but I see 4 lanes. I think it's time to stop."
Yeah.
Excuse me.
Hey, David, where you headed to?
Back to the house.
Where you been?
Down in the bottom where there's no signal. I've been trying
You
to
been
call.
playing in the holler again.
That's where she said you needed to be.
Well, it won't know she's there, and I won't know hopping no fence post.
Meh.
Hey, was there any copper and fire involved in what you were doing?
No, but it's a snorkel involved in it.
Uh-oh.
You went testing the 4-wheeler out, huh?
No, I just put it on.
Ah, Gotcha. See, you ain't tested yet.
I'm gonna test it tomorrow. Yeah, I was hoping to get it done, but I've been working on like two or three other things at the same time, so kind of bouncing between one and the other.
You
Working
get it
on.
that, you get it that deep, make sure you drain and clean out them gearboxes.
Oh yeah. Well, this one's only got one gearbox.
The vent for the gearbox, I'd tube it and have the tube come up by the handlebars at least.
Yeah, that's where it's at.
I'd put the tube at least with the intake.
Yeah, snorkel it in.
If I didn't vent it into the intake.
Yeah.
Well, what I'm gonna do is it's already up next to the handlebars now, factory. I've got brand new tube that I'm gonna run, from there up to the snorkel itself. And I've already got the vent tube for the carburetor run up there. I've got to go by the Yamaha dealership, Triangle Cycle here in town, and get a one-way valve for the drain for the carburetor.
Guys, I got to run. I appreciate it very much. Love you, Stacy.
Right,
Love
Doug.
y'all. Thank you. Thank you very much, y'all.
Have a good one, Doug.
Make sure
We'll
you
see
get
you
that
guys.
running make sure you get that running shit on video.
Okay.
Alright.
We'll see y'all.
Have a
Y'all
good
have a good one. Bye-bye.
Bye. Yeah, I've got to get that one-way valve for the drain on the carburetor.
So it'll drain out, but water or whatever can't run back up in it.
Right. See, if you run that up to the snorkel, then it defeats the purpose of the overflow being there.
Yeah.
Because then it'll just be running right back down into the engine.
Run it to a puke can and then vent the puke can up by the intake.
I can do that. That's easy enough.
It's a whole lot cheaper.
Yeah. I'm gonna tell you what, that fiberglass heat wrap is some rough stuff.
You better be wearing gloves when you mess with that stuff. And I got a brand new shirt in there I was wearing when I was messing with it. When I was thinking about it. I got that fiberglass fibers hung in that shirt. I done washed it 4 times, and them fiberglass fibers will not come out of it. So I'm going to throw the shirt away.
You talking about header wrap?
Yeah.
Yeah, anytime you header wrap something, whatever you're wearing, throw it away when you get done. Because you'll never get that shit out of it.
Yeah, fill it with duct tape, pull the fiberglass fibers out with it.
I just wear some old clothes. When I get done, I throw them away.
I wonder if one of them sticky lint roller things would work.
Nope.
Not strong enough to pull the fibers out.
Go get you some Gorilla duct tape if you're gonna try to do that.
Yeah, it wasn't but a $17 t-shirt. I can buy new shirts. That ain't no problem.
Ugh.
Man, I've been watching Netflix here lately. There's so many different shows I've been watching here lately. I watched a movie last night. It's called The Outsider. It's got Jared Leto, the one that played as the Joker in Suicide Squad. He's a military POW that was in a prison camp, and he befriended a Yakuza member, and they got him out of prison, and he ended up joining in and becoming part of the Yakuza and all, and that's a good movie.
Have y'all seen the advertisement for that one that has the black guy and he's talking to the rich white guy and he hands him the credit card and says, "Pay yourself whatever and give yourself a nice tip."
Oh, that's the Equalizer with
Yeah,
Denzel Washington. That's the
that's
second
good.
one.
That's gonna be a good movie.
That one's out. Equalizer
Is
2. It is a very good movie if you get a chance to watch it.
I'd like to see the first one.
The first one
Is
is
it on-
good too. They're on
Is it on
DVD.
Net- Oh,
I don't know if they got it on Netflix. I can check Netflix real quick and find out.
There's Robert. How you doing, Robert?
Hey, horse.
A horse is a horse, of course, of course. Wilbur.
Let's see the Equalizer.
I spent 3 hours in the grass this afternoon, Stacy.
It's
Say
not
what?
showing it on Netflix at the moment, Stacy.
Did you say you spent 4 hours sitting on your ass?
Yeah, in a cloud of grass.
Oh. Jay talked at the same time, and it sounded like you said you spent 4 hours sitting on your ass.
Yeah, pretty much.
Stacy,
Surrounded by
it's not on
grass.
Netflix right now.
All right. I can't get my Netflix to work for some reason. I wasn't even going to get on YouTube tonight. I was going to lay back there in the bed and watch Netflix. I can't get it to work.
What in the world? Is there are you trying to use it on your phone?
On my iPad.
Is there an update it needs to do?
I don't have enough signal.
Damn.
I'm surprised I got on here.
There might be an update is the reason it won't let you connect.
Well, the
No,
laptop I'm streaming on right now, I did the Windows forklift upgrade on it earlier, and it finished up at 9 o'clock. The laptop I'm using for me right now wants to do that upgrade. And I'm like, oh my God. 3.5 hours.
I don't think I've touched my laptop in 2 weeks.
I'll be right back, y'all. Mother Nature's calling, and I can't put her on hold.
No, that could be a shitty task.
What are you having trouble with that scooter on, horse?
Put a 212 on it. Better yet, put you a 420 on it. Ugh. Damn. Ugh. I can't
Horse,
quit
I sent
yawning.
you an invite. Get on up here.
Yeah, there ain't nobody in here but us.
David's got it back.
Yeah, sorry about that. My phone died.
That ain't good at all.
Huh?
That ain't no good at all.
No.
Sound like you driving a combine down the road.
Yeah, it's open exhaust on this truck.
All right, I'm back.
You too, huh?
Yeah.
You can buy a whole tailpipe for about $26, David.
Well, the muffler don't cost much. It's just having the time to put it on.
I think you can buy that tailpipe with the muffler on it already. All one piece, bolts right up to the back of the catalytic converter.
Well, the muffler is $26, and it comes with the hangers, the rubber, and everything. I just got to crawl up under there, weld the brackets for the hangers to connect to, and be done with it. I got to get it inspected by the end of this month anyway.
Ouch.
Well, that's what I'm saying. You can buy the whole tailpipe with the muffler already on it.
Yeah. And we would have a police officer right.
What you say, horse?
I think we got horse. I think he's here somewhere.
Yeah, he just popped in.
Welcome, Wilbur.
Oh, really, Stacy? I'll tell you, it's one thing after another with that scooter. Fix one thing, something else quits working.
What's the matter with it now?
Get this right. I put the new carburetor in. Got good fuel. It's got fuel. Got spark. It gets warmed up. It runs fantastic. But it sets for over 24 hours. I went about half hour, 45 minutes to go try and spin it over again. Wouldn't even fire. So I think the fuel pump in it might be taking a dump.
Pretty cool.
Because it's got very little to no vacuum, so I think the fuel pump might be starting to go out of it.
Is it using a pulse pump or what's it used?
Uses the vacuum pump, vacuum operated off the intake manifold.
If it's not getting no vacuum to the pump, then that's coming up. That's a problem with the connection on the motor.
Yeah, I checked the traction over.
Your,
Actually, used to get on the motor side of things. I think it's the diaphragm and the pump might be starting to get wore out and snap.
before you put a new one on it, horse, that little short piece of hose that runs from the intake or the valve cover, wherever the port is, to the pulse pump, replace that piece of tubing because it could have cracks in it sucking air there, not allowing the pump to work properly.
And I looked over all the tubing on there, all the fuel lines and the vacuum tubing. It all seems to be pretty good, no cracks.
Yeah, but where they slide over could have a little crack or air where it slides up on it, sucking air beside the nipple. You might have to cut a little bit off and then put it back on there.
They'll crack under the clamps too.
Yeah.
This one doesn't have any clamps on one, I don't think, but I may put the new fuel. It's like not even $4 for the new fuel pump, so I may try and put that in there and see if that helps it out just a little bit. Because when I crank the scooter over, I can put my hand over the fuel line from the filter and I can feel it sucking. It's just weak.
It could be where the hose slides up over the nipple. It could be sucking air beside it if you said there's no clamp on it. It's not tightening down tight enough around it and it's pulling air around it, giving it some vacuum, but not enough to do what it has to do.
Usually if I spray it give it a few spray sessions with the regular gas and get it warmed up, it will run just fine and it will run perfectly. Won't stutter, miss, nothing. It only does it when it's cold.
Rather than hoses with carb cleaner or WD-40 and see if it makes a difference. You'll find a vacuum leak with carb cleaner or WD-40.
Yeah.
Yeah, get it running and spray them hoses and shit with carb cleaner. And if it revs up, you got a vacuum leak.
That Craftsman GT5000 my dad gave me. It wouldn't pull fuel out the tank. Would not pull. I thought it was the fuel pump going bad, so I bought a new fuel pump put on it. Still wouldn't pull none off of it. So I started looking close. I ended up having to change the hose that went from the motor to the pulse pump for the vacuum. As soon as I replaced it, it went to shooting fuel to it.
Hey, Robert, is it pulling the vacuum off the valve cover or off the block?
It has like a little plastic intake manifold with carburetor bolts onto, and that's what draws the vacuum from through the intake into the intake valve.
The other thing too, well, you might want to make sure your petcock or wherever your fuel is coming out of that tank ain't plugged up.
Oh yeah, I looked in that tank. No sediment in it.
Now it doesn't mean there may not be something in the valve.
Part of the line.
Does it have a shut-off valve?
It has no shut-off valve at all.
So it just goes out the nipple straight to the pulse pump then.
Is what
I
those
definitely-
pumps work in those Chinese screws is they have a little diaphragm in them, and a vacuum opens up that diaphragm.
I definitely check the lines and all, make sure there are no cracks right there where they slide up over the nipples, causing it to suck air.
Get you a little tank and gravity feed it and see if it still does it.
The other thing too, check your oil, make sure you're not filling that crankcase full of gas.
I
You get
checked
too
oil a
much
couple
gas in
times,
the
but it
oil,
doesn't
you
seem
end
to
up
be
breaking it up.
doesn't seem to be putting any gas in the crankcase. So
Sounds like a vacuum issue.
Or fuel
same
shut
thing, either
off
bad
valve.
vacuum going to the pump, or bad vacuum pump. One of the two.
Do what,
Fuel shut
Stephen?
off. A fuel shut off valve is a good idea on anything.
Yeah.
Almost what it does is like when it's cold. I know there's fuel in the float bowl. It just doesn't like the fire right away. You usually have to spray a couple of times and hold the throttle open until she warms up and you get it moving. Carburetor I put on there is brand
You
new,
know,
but once it gets
gotta stick it until it gets warm too, horse.
yeah,
Yeah,
because
that's
usually once I get that thing warmed up, it will run beautifully. It won't miss. It won't skip a beat. Just on cold starts is when it has its issues. But once it's warmed up and you go to start it, it fires right up.
If it were the opposite, I would lean more toward the pulse pump. But hell, if it's $4, I mean, what's $4? Put a pulse pump on it. If that fixes it, great.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and $4 really isn't that bad either.
I checked them hoses and all too, though, just to be on the safe side.
Yeah,
If it
I mean,
falls,
I'll probably go over the vacuum hose tomorrow and see if that doesn't work, then I'll know it's a pump.
Do what, Stacy?
if $4 fuel pump don't fix it, all you're out is one beer. You know.
Yeah, the only thing is it would have to be here like August 2nd to August 10th. It would be the arrival date because it's got to come all the way from China.
For a pulse pump?
Yeah, there are none in stock in the U.S. I can see.
Don't order it for the thing. Just go to get a lawnmower pulse pump.
Yeah, this actually is a special pump. It has a nut on the bottom. It has to bolt to the fuel tank. It's a special type of pump.
Just bypass it for right now, and run a different pulse pump off a lawnmower and try it just to see if it'll work.
Is the tank higher than the carburetor?
Yes.
Okay, well it should gravity feed.
Yeah, I'll probably check the lines over tomorrow and see if I can find anything. And
If you'll find you some kind of tank, you can put up there some kind of vented tank and just run your line from it down to the carburetor. And if it fires right off, it's that pump.
yeah, I'm just gonna.
You probably got an extra lawnmower tank laying around somewhere, don't you, horse?
Not at the moment.
Yeah, you can take a Dr. Pepper bottle and do it.
Yeah.
But everything so far, but it's been usually. Trust me, the other day before I put that new carburetor on it, I tried cleaning that old one out to see if I could get it just to work. After I cleaned it out, that thing would bog so hard it barely do 10 miles an hour. Oh. Put a new carburetor on here. Runs fine. That Chinese stuff is touchy though. That's just how it all is.
Well, if you get a carburetor from China, make sure you clean that bad boy. Take it apart, clean it, then put it back together.
Yeah, because it's got some kind of gummy stuff in it they put in it before they send it over.
That damn Cosmoline will gum up and stick there.
This carburetor I got, it came in from California or somewhere. The screws in it were tight. I was able to get one screw out of the bottom. I couldn't get the other ones out. So either it was tightened up and they never put anything in it, or it was taken to the warehouse in California. They cleaned it out and just threw it back together and got the screws in there real tight.
Did you get it from Dorito?
Nope.
If you did, I think to say if you did, that's what's wrong with it. It's stuff full of corn syrup.
Nope, this came from a warehouse, so should be okay.
Take that carburetor, set it down in one of the carburetor cleaner buckets like it is. Okay. Let it sit overnight. Take it out first thing next morning, wash it off. Take your hammer and your screwdriver, flip the carburetor upside down, set it on your leg. Okay. And tap that screwdriver, put the screwdriver in the screw and tap that screwdriver a few times. It may jar it loose.
I don't know. That Chinese stuff is just so freaking touchy.
Yeah, well, I found that actually works. I've had to do that a few times. I got a carburetor from China, and I couldn't get the float bowl off of it. So I set it in a bucket of carb cleaner overnight. Took it out the next day, washed it off, flipped it over, and hit it a couple of times on each screw, and it come right on out.
I'll definitely investigate those vacuum lines. I want you guys know if I can find anything out. Pump's usually like right where I can get at too. So if worst comes to worst, I can always yank it right out and put the new one in. I gave that tank the one.
Y'all do know
I gave that.
Y'all have competition tonight, right?
What's that?
Antonio's live right now. I've been live for about 4 hours.
I never got a notification that he was going live.
I didn't either.
He went live. He went live the first time.
You went live right after we started.
Yeah, right after.
Right.
He's got 8 people in there right now. Let's see who's over there. Lone Star Auto, J Flow, Joe Smith, Audubon Dan, Mike Hodge. Ain't none of our people over there, so more power to him.
Yep. Last live stream he did, he had Dorito in there. Not on live stream, but in the chat, Dorito was in there.
Yeah, Antonio's the only one on the screen. It looks like he's playing a video game or something.
I'm finally starting to make some more progress on that diesel rat rod. I just gotta get the other 3 tires mounted, and then I can get it off the lift table.
Nice. Oh, Jay, when you said
Yeah.
you had something new when I was talking about that heat wrap, that's when my phone turned off on me. You said, I got something new, and my phone went, bloop.
Oh, I was messing with that heat wrap stuff, wearing a new T-shirt and all, and I can't get the fiberglass fibers out of that shirt now. I've washed it like 4 times, and I can't get it out.
Yeah. If you take you some of that Gorilla tape, make a track like on the dozer
Yeah.
tape, and just run it over it. It will stick to that fiberglass. You may have to do it several times, but you'll finally get it out.
Okay.
Is that like duct tape?
I'll try it, but
Because
go-
once
I ain't too much worried about it.
That Gorilla tape ain't cheap.
No, it's
some of the
not, but it's good.
some of the first 2 things I did on that scooter were gave the tank once over, did the scan cement, and put a brand new fuel filter on it. before I even attempted to start it.
Oh man.
And
It's
what's funny is
180.
that fuel filter, it won't drain down, it stays full, so. The fuel filter will stay right full and won't lose hardly any fuel. It won't lose any fuel at all.
If I was you, I'd put a cutoff valve in there somewhere between that
I'd-
filter and the carburetor.
Yep.
Because if
Or
it
if
ever
that-
starts leaking past the needle
wanna-
and seat, you'll fill that motor full of gas and hydro lock it.
You want to put your fuel cutoff up ahead of your fuel filter.
Yeah.
Between the tank and the filter. That way you can, if you need to change the filter, you can shut the fuel off.
Yeah.
Let's just put an LS swap in it.
Yeah. Tell Matt to bring that 750 he's got up here. We'll throw that sucker in there.
All right, y'all. It's 1 a.m. I think I'm fixing to get off here and get ready to go to bed.
Oh yeah.
That reminds me, I was watching a video. This guy took one of those Wankel Sachs rotary engines and put it in one of those Chinese scooters.
Dang.
Made it work too. Fully functional.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, oh, that's gotta be a wild ride.
All right, y'all.
Yeah, I'm
Yep.
going to bed. I'm going to bed myself. I'll see you fellas later.
Y'all have a good night.
All right. Thanks for hopping in, Jay.
Anytime, brother. You know that. Have a good one, Stacy. Holler if you need us.
All right, brother.
Get some rest. Hopefully that hip won't bother you too much.
It didn't hurt. It didn't hurt so bad earlier today. I stopped. I laid down. I made the mistake laying down for a couple hours and getting back up.
Ouch.
If I'd have just stayed asleep, I'd have been fine. But
I'm wondering too is with that fuel pump, because if it's not getting like when it gets warmed up, then the engine gets fired up and it gets running, that pump starts pumping good. If you're cranking, it's not getting enough traction when it's cranking.
That's why I wonder if you may not be having a ring issue where the piston's got some crud on it or something. The compression rings aren't expanding out till it gets warm.
can you kill it and start it when it's warm?
Yeah, if I shut it off when it's warm and turn the key, hit it, fires right off.
When it's warm.
Yep.
Sound like you got some rings sticking.
That's kind of what I wonder.
Even when it's cold, it's got really, really good compression. So I'll
he's
investigate that.
Check
He's got
your valve flash.
He's got a weak diaphragm and a pulse pump. When it gets hot, that engine's creating more vacuum when it's hot than it does when it's cold. And the engine, the increased vacuum is compensating for the bad diaphragm when it's hot.
I'll check that line over tomorrow for vacuum and see if I can see any cracks or something.
I'll bet you it's a fuel pump. When it's all
Yeah.
said and done.
Okay. If the line doesn't have any cracks in it, then we'll know it's probably the fuel pump. I mean, $4 really isn't that much for one of those anyway.
No.
You're gonna go to the trouble to take the line off, go on and change the damn pump.
Yep.
Change all the lines going to it while you're at it.
Yeah, that wouldn't hurt at all.
Do you have clear fuel line, or can you see through the fuel line?
Nope, it's got the good old black rubber fuel lines on it.
Get you some see-through fuel line so you can see what it's doing.
Another thing you can
Everything's
do
fine,
is the intake apart. Go to the Dollar Tree and get you one of those hairspray bottles. Put a little gas in the bottle and just mist that carburetor while you're hitting that start button and see if it starts.
I've done that before. It'll fire right off once it gets hot. But No, lost track. I was gonna say I hate when that happens.
If you can fog that carburetor and it starts and runs without any problems, you know you definitely are getting fuel delivery problems.
Cause that brand new carburetor I got, it came with pretty much a brand new O-ring seal for the intake manifold, and it came with also with a brand new intake manifold. So
Yeah, it looks pretty nice. I mean, the pictures you put in the Hangout look pretty good.
yep, that's a brand new intake manifold that came with that carburetor.
Guys, I'm out. I'll see y'all later.
All right.
All right, Stacy, have a good one.
Because I was watching a video a little while ago. This guy was having problems with his. His was doing like the same thing where it was cold. It was having issues. And what he found was, I guess the diaphragm might have been getting weak in his pump, and it was actually putting moisture in that vacuum line, causing it to choke out. So I wonder if the diaphragm is maybe getting weak in that pump,
Could be.
causing it to choke out when it's cold, but once it gets warmed up, it will idle.
Well, when it gets warmed up, it probably doesn't need to pulse pump. It probably just pull the fuel it needs.
Yeah, so definitely interesting, that's for sure.
Fellas, I think I'm gonna close her down. Hop out.
Yeah, same here. It's 1:06 in the It's
So,
1:06 in the morning over here. Jay and I are in the same time zone. So him and I, so whatever time he says is for him, it's the same here. Works out perfect.
it's midnight here, so I spent about 4 hours this afternoon running around in a dust storm of mulched grass on that mower. I'm pretty much wiped out. So, you still there, David?
Yeah, I'm still here.
Okay. I'm gonna shut this one down
All right.
and call it a night. I got about another half an acre to mow tomorrow, so
Mm.
get that done out of the way. So I'll catch up with you guys a little bit later.
All right.
Thank everybody that's in the chat for coming in. We'll see you on the next one.